how we're starting the show.
With that, welcome nation to another episode of Rogue Nation. This is episode
29.
There you go.
That number.
This is episode. How about that date?
Where we talk about
Episode time.
whatever we want.
On an inconsistent basis sometimes.
Pretty much. Tonight, I got Joe. I got Heel Hunter Joe.
What's up?
I got Kevin to the Core.
Yo.
I got Just George.
Yay.
And joining us specialty tonight is Sergeant Funko.
Hey, what's up? I'm almost at 10,000. Make sure you subscribe to my channel.
Yes, please.
This
Nice.
This is not a place for you to plug in.
Shameless
Too bad.
plug.
I like
Yes,
it. I'm going to do it every 10 minutes in honor of 10,000 subscribers. But I have a bone to pick with everybody at this table.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Pick
Nice.
the bone.
My bank account. Ever since I came on this last podcast, I went over these books. Now I'm buying goddamn books on top of the freaking Funko Pops. I caught up with all of House of X and Powers and goddamn Absolute Carnage.
The
Venom.
finals. I don't read that.
It's amazing, but it's not amazing for my bank account. Especially after coming back from New York Comic Con.
Oh.
And being there and doing all that crap. So fuck you guys. But thanks, I guess.
How was New York Comic Con?
It was cool. It was really Thursday is supposed to be like the slow day, but it wasn't. I never got a crawl fizz. It was
That's dope.
busy, like packed. I waited 3 hours on the goddamn Funko line. The system was all fucked up.
That's crazy.
At 12:30 p.m. they were still doing the 10 a.m. people.
Wait.
Yeah. It was nuts. I waited from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is when I got to the register. Got to pick stuff out.
Holy shit.
That's almost as bad as immigration at the border.
So that was my Thursday. My Thursday was the Sage Figwarts and the Funko Pops. But then the other days I got to do more, obviously. But it was cool.
What do you think was like the big con news circulating?
I don't know, man. It's such a chaotic day that honestly, I had to find out about things being released or talked about after the con.
Wow.
Because I was focused on like getting to the things that I wanted to get to.
Right, and buy stuff.
Yeah, and buying stuff and checking everything out as much as I could and finessing the system, getting into places that I shouldn't be getting into.
Finessing the system.
I like it even better now.
Yeah, and
Fucking software.
I got into the con 40 minutes before they opened up.
Yes.
Because I used the Pro Pass. I'm like, no. Everybody was like telling me, no, get in general. I'm like, have you seen that goddamn line? I am not getting in the general line. And then nobody knew, where's the Pro Pass entrance? I know we do have one. Oh, I don't know. It's like some random rent-a-cop security guard. It's like, yeah, you go in here. And I got into the con before
Nice.
everybody. And then, if you go to my video and you watch it, you see people running at 10 a.m., you see people like fucking Spain in the bull rush running
shit.
to the freaking booths that they want to like
Right.
get to. It was nuts, but it was cool. I'm gonna try to put in for San Diego.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to put in for a Pro Pass like I did for New York, and since it's kind of like
Sweet.
hosted by the same, I guess, company or whatever.
Right.
Hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully.
They'll let you.
Yeah, because both cons are under the same banner.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys see the? Because I think I linked it to our chat of like there was a bunch of comic news, shit that I think we had already talked about, like the whole Thor thing, Donny Cates on Thor and whatnot. Like
When's that start?
January.
Next year.
Dude, that guy. I mean, I took a big break on comics, but I've been reading mostly everything that I've realized. Like Guardians, I started reading Guardians.
Yeah,
I fucking love it.
yeah.
I started reading this shit. This is what I do in my poop breaks at work. This is my official folder when people think I'm like gonna go do business. So I've been reading this, The Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh,
Great.
Holy shit. I'm catching up. I'm telling you, this guy, everything he touches so far
It's
that I
gold.
read is fire.
Let's go.
It's ridiculous.
I got lucky. I had a friend go there, and I forgot to bring it because I'm useless. But she picked up the NECA Green Lantern and Predator as a Yellow Lantern.
Yeah, that's cool.
So she was able to pick that up for me. So
Sweet.
it's chilling in my room
I
right
was
now.
wondering how you got that. I was just like,
I got an inside gal.
no, I thought maybe you had picked it up in a store or something. I'm like, and you're not telling us where this is? What the fuck?
Is that you're in and nowhere?
Yes,
That
and
chick
yes,
you
and
know?
nowhere.
Nowhere with a K.
Yes. Cool.
He personally knows that girl. with
Which
the
one?
The tattooed, right?
Oh, they're like
The redhead. The redhead.
Yeah.
She works in the warehouse
Okay.
and going to cons.
Nice.
I only met,
Don't out your sources.
I only went into that store nowhere once. There was a guy working there, so
Yeah. Well, she's actually on the road right now. She has like 4 weeks that she has to be going from con to con to con to con.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool if you like it.
Yeah, if you don't mind not being home.
The traveling thing is cool to me. I'm not tied down to that. So
Yeah, if you're not, that would be kind of cool. Just especially going to cons.
Yeah.
Because each one's kind of unique in their own little way, you know. So they're not all red carpets and.
It's cool how New York Comic Con has become the Comic Con when the San Diego is like more about movies and TV shows now. Because in New York, because I was following on the Marvel streams like on YouTube and stuff like that, it was mostly comic writers and artists talking and being interviewed and showcasing what they're doing next. I'm like, that's like again, like that's when I sent you guys about Donny Cates talking about like his exit on Guardians, him entering Thor, him what is going on to next with Venom about like Venom Island and stuff like that. And it's funny how like that's where you get New York is where you get the comic stuff, not necessarily San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, the Marvel area, the two big ones were Venom Island, and then they had a big ass poster about the Dawn of X.
Nice. Of course, yes,
really
that was the other thing.
Yeah, it's a huge thing going on right now.
Hickman was talking, and I forgot who else. Brisson, I think it was.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. I was just trying to. Yeah, that's the one I was wondering if you got because I got that too.
Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yeah.
That just came out from LACC, another con.
Yeah.
With the baby Thanos.
With baby Thanos.
Yeah.
Chilling on him like it's from the Hangover 3.
Yeah.
With the baby.
Honestly,
Pablo?
I'm surprised he wasn't the one that was exclusive.
No,
I would
it
have
was
made
the
him glow in the dark. It was a
the
corrupted
Venom glow.
Venom.
Yeah, corrupted Venom glow in the
Flame
dark.
This would have been great. Yeah, this would have been great glow in the dark.
But he's the one that sold out.
Of
They
course.
had a bunch of the
100%.
corrupted Venom
Yeah.
glow in the dark.
There were still some in the Hot Topics though. That's
yes,
the thing.
yeah, I found 2 on like the day that it was released.
See, I like that. I like that pop, and I bought it immediately. But I want one with the helmet. I want one with
That would be cool.
the fucking
Yeah.
space helmet.
Yeah.
That would have been a good chase variant.
Yeah.
It's funny how that character has popped, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
If he pop, and the thing is, if you find him on a cover, it's gone.
Of course.
You know, and if you grade a comic with him on the cover, it automatically adds like $20 to the price.
That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't find Guardians 1 anywhere. Luckily, Amaris had a copy.
The Donny Cates Guardians one?
Yeah.
That cover was sick.
Well, now that Guardians is going to restart, it's going to restart with Hal Ewing,
Oh, Ewing.
who's like very popular on Immortal Hulk right now.
What number? Okay, so that's something I have to read too. I heard it's really like a horror comic. Basically.
Supposedly.
Kind of, it like almost. I think it like retcons Hulk's entire being
Okay.
because he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, I want to check that out. I heard good things about that.
Hence the Immortal Hulk kind of thing. But
So-
we were told by an anonymous source to try to read it, and we never did. So
Is Donny Cates done with Guardians at 12 or what?
Yeah.
12, yeah.
12. Okay.
Yeah,
He's
when the
jumping
Faithless arc is done, he gets off and I guess starts working on Thor.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
but the thing is, it's like this last story arc is called Death of Rocket Raccoon, but Rocket's on the cover.
Well, that's not what it's called. It's called the Faithless, but that's what it's leading to. It's leading to, the death of
Yeah, he's
Rocket.
all-
Well, yeah, but
Because
that's
he's
like the whole,
deteriorating.
yeah,
he's all fucked up.
but he's on the cover of the first issue of Al Ewing's issue of the comics. So
Interesting.
Comic logic. Maybe they make a new Rocket. Put his memories inside of him.
he still wouldn't be dead. He'd still be Rocket.
Hey, you could die once and come back the next issue. It's happened before.
No, I'm just saying, anybody who's worried that Rocket's going to die, don't.
Heroes never die.
Oh, in the last Guardians number 10, someone came back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me
That
to
was-
talk about that.
No, we talked about it last time. It was Drax.
Yeah.
And here's the sad thing for me, it's just my
But
opinion.
now only him.
Is now. Oh, you read this next.
Yeah, I
issue,
read 10.
Okay, yeah.
I read 10.
See, the thing for me was like I got into this new Guardians one because Donny Cates was on it, but I like the idea of a new team because it was like, okay, it's always been Gamora, it's always been Rocket, it's always been Groot, Drax. I like the idea that he was going to build a new team. I don't mind other members from the past coming and being a part of it.
Yeah, like
but,
Moondragon and Faye Lavelle.
But I was like, I was all in on this new team thing, and then Drax was reborn at the end of that last issue, and I'm like, oh, so they're just putting the team back together.
Yeah,
It's just like-
it's essentially the DNA run, the early 2000s run. It's that same team minus instead of Major Victory, you have Beta Ray Bill,
And that was a-
which is cool.
Yeah,
and
like
there's
that.
a different
It was-
dynamic since Rock is deteriorating and Groot can talk, and he's like
And
a punk.
That's the other thing. I don't like that Groot can talk. the more and more he talks, the less and less I like.
I just like that he's. I
do like the little guys, the little Groots. That
Scabbies or whatever.
The Scabbies.
Whatever they're called them. Yeah.
The Scabbies.
I think it would be more interesting if the little guys could talk, but he still says, I am Groot. You know,
they do. I think they just say, I'm Scab.
Yeah, no, but the other way around.
Oh,
he can only say I am Groot.
Oh.
But the little Scabbies are the ones that talk for him.
That'd be a funny dynamic.
That would have been funny.
Like,
there's a little one.
Well, just the idea that he says I am Groot, and then like one of the little Scabbies got a little attitude. He says, "Go fuck yourself," and then it's like he's looking at him like, "That's not what I said."
That would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Al Ewing gives us that.
Who knows?
Supposedly he's got really out there ideas.
Yeah. Well, he made Hulk cosmic.
Yeah.
So. He brought the cosmic universe into Immortal Hulk in one of the last issues. So I think
moving to comics.
Well, no, we gotta talk Star Wars. We gotta talk Galaxy's Edge. I mean,
you guys did just go visit.
Yeah.
It's like that we were talking about it off air for so long.
We really didn't get into like a whole lot of it though, so I think we're still okay. 3 of us visited the homeland.
Joe, Kevin, and Justin.
And me. We went to Galaxy's Edge over the weekend. And I loved it. I didn't want to leave. I was like, I went up to Disney for 4 days. I was there 3 of the 4 days.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had a great time. Spent a whole bunch of money that I shouldn't have spent.
Sorry.
And I just, when I had to leave, I kind of rocked a tear a little bit as I was walking out. I was just like, it's going to be a while before I come back.
A while is how long for you, though?
I don't know when I'm going back. That's the problem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'll be back.
I'm thinking January for me.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I got to go. Well, me or my wife has to go back because she's got to get the Remy magnet, our pass holder magnet. They're available now.
That's funny. They're doing Remy now.
I'll give you one.
You have the Remy one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were just there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Go on, I'm giving them away.
What is
I'll take one. But I also told my wife
the Ratatouille magnet.
Oh.
I also told my wife, you could do all my Christmas shopping right here. Because we walked into we were walking through the bazaar at one point, and I just happened to look into a store and I was like, oh my god, there's all these costumes in here.
Yeah,
and then
the robes.
And I put on one of the robes and it fit, and I was like, this is fucking awesome! Oh my god! So I just told my wife, I was like, you can just come back here and just do all my Christmas shopping here.
Drive 4 hours and go buy my stuff.
Yeah, when I went, Val fell in love with like all the pork stuff. So she felt, because we got into the cantina. I know you two didn't get into that. So the cantina is fucking amazing. It looks like an interstellar club.
It was one of those things where I was like, I wanted to go in, but I kept seeing the line.
Same.
And I was like, I want to go in, and then I just kind of put it on the thing. It's like, I got to do something next time I come, so I'll do this next time.
I was just glad because she's the one that is always on top of stuff and wants shit planned and like does reservations way beforehand. So to the point that we had 2 reservations.
Oh,
so we actually had to cancel one so we could go to Millennium Falcon because it finally got to under an hour. So the second reservation, we went to do Falcon, which was also a great experience. But Cantina is, you walk in, it's a family-friendly interstellar bar. Down to like, there's like a animatronic alien robot DJ playing like really spacey techno club music.
I was going to ask, do they allow droids? Because they do.
No, it's just that. That's the only droid because everyone else, like anything else, it's just people.
He got fired from his old job, so he has to now be a DJ. He was the pilot, remember, in Star Trek?
Oh, yeah, Rex. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rex.
So, yes, I didn't know that was, I guess, recycled.
His pop was everywhere. I was like,
jeez.
Now that makes sense.
A pop of a ride?
That makes sense that the pop is there now. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Because it even says DJ on it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
But all the novelties in Cantina I thought were expensive. But then as I look back, and Joe, you told me that like some people are trying to sell them online and stuff like that. Like George, I know you would really like this. That there was a beer flight that it came in this like wood-like plank with like legs or like a little mini table for like 4 shots or beer flights in Rancor teeth. And that was
absolutely fantastic.
And it was cool. It was cool looking. I didn't do that because Val and I like different liquors, so we didn't do that.
I wouldn't even drink beer. I don't even like beer, but I would order that just for the.
It was $75 to take that home.
I do it.
Here's the thing though. There's a place at Polynesian called the Trader Joe's rum bar.
Right.
You have to find it. It's like a little hideaway. They have a $75 rum margarita that's in the shape of the Nautilus. And I'm like, oh, I want that so badly, but it's $75. It's a tiki cup.
I'm okay with that too. I'll get both.
And then to that point of tiki cups, in Cantina they have a pork cup that Val fell in love with.
Of course.
Some drink that I had, of course, it was some kind of rum runner type of drink because I love rum. It was like something about Mandalore. It was Mandalorian. So it was like hard wooden cup, like sturdy as shit. And I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, can I take this home? They're like, yeah, $35. I'm like, no, thank you.
No, I don't want to have it.
I will drink this and give this back to you immediately.
But I'll take a ton of pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. And then Val had essentially like a Star Wars equivalent of like a Jello shot. So I can't remember if I did take a picture of it.
You had the blue milk though.
When we came in, I had the blue milk. Yes.
So what was that like? I didn't do the blue milk.
So the Jello shot, it looks like damn, what is that called? When you look under the thing, a plate when you look under a microscope.
Oh, a peachy dish.
A petri dish. So it was a petri dish of green alcoholic Jello. So it's like a Jello shot, and then the rocks on the side, or like all this decorative stuff, is actually Pop Rocks.
Oh, that's cool.
Different flavored Pop Rocks. And then inside, where you see circles, they're the bobas that explode more flavors as you eat it. So I tried it, and immediately I was just like, this. It tasted so alien, like different textures and all this other stuff swirling. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it was really cool, and it was pretty sizable. It was like palm of my hand, like round. It was cool. And then to what Justin said, like we also had the damn, what'd you say, the blue milk?
The blue milk. Yeah.
So I had the blue milk, which was tropical flavored, tropical rum, and then Val had my fiance. She had green milk that was citrus flavored with tequila. Ooh. The girl loves tequila. And it was funny, like we tried each other's and I hated hers and she loved mine. And I'm like, I'm finishing this. And it's cool because we started realizing that if you have it without alcohol, it's smaller. Joe, because we bumped into each other there, he told me that it's like, it's a smaller cup if you get it without alcohol. So with alcohol, it comes out bigger. And it was really good. It's actually creamy, and it's non-dairy, George.
Oh.
It's non-dairy. I believe it's coconut milk.
It's about the size of a beer flight, from what Joe says.
Yeah. Yeah, a sizable beer flight. Yeah. And then, but in Cantina itself, because the milk, you could have it in a stand outside. But it's also available in Cantina, I believe. But in Cantina, bro, there was a ton of fucking drinks. Cool ones that were smoky. They had like this like foam station. That literally is just this thing that's just overflowing with foam, and they would just scoop it and put it on top of your beer or some drink.
That's edible foam. Here,
yeah, it was Rodian? Rodian Fuzz, that's what it was called. So you would order, I think, a Rodian Fuzz drink, and they would put the Rodian Fuzz on top of it. Yeah, everything was cool. It was all Star Wars themed. It was all these cool little Easter eggs and stuff like that, which... To Justin's point, what was the name of the place that you told me to find an Easter egg?
The Den of Antiquities.
The Den of Antiquities, which is where all the lightsabers are. The legacy
lightsabers.
The best part.
Yeah, and then there's masks on the wall. I believe I sent pictures to you guys. Mm-hmm. Darth Maul was there from the Vader comic.
Yeah, he caught that. I didn't even catch that.
I caught that.
Well, it's because that was one of his favorite moments in that Vader comic.
Yeah, because it was cool. That fucking like Sith ghost haunting Vader from the mask. That was fucking cool.
That was like 3 issues, and I remember you told me everything about every issue.
Yeah.
I wasn't even reading Vader, but I knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah, because Vader was awesome. All the Stormtrooper helmets. And then what Justin told me to be eyeing was the Mandalorian Easter egg. And it was all bundled together. It was Mandalorian helmet, the gun, what is it, a gun or a spear?
Gun.
And then the flag.
Yeah.
That's
which is all for the show. Which, if you don't know it, you'll miss it. You'll walk right by it.
Yeah.
You know, I knew it was there because somebody had told me it was there, and I saw it right away. But I didn't know if these guys knew it was there, and I said, "Hey, keep an eye out for this." He went right back and was like, "Found it."
No,
But you have the Den of Antiquities, which is where all the cool, like, you could buy the lightsaber, the legacy lightsabers, obviously the blades. You could buy the Emperor's cloak. They have the Emperor's cane, which the Emperor's cane was nice.
Yeah,
it's $150, and it's just sitting on a rack like a fucking coat. But it was nice. It was really nice. And there was only one left, so I could see why people were buying them.
Yeah, I saw that too. And Amidala's crown.
Mm-hmm.
Or headpiece.
Her
crown.
The necklace Anakin made for her, the one that carved out of bone. They had what's
that
his
boy
name?
was straight.
They had Leia's necklace too.
They had
And then
not
a bracelet.
a bracelet of Leia.
what's the Grand Admiral Thrawn. They had Grand Admiral Thrawn's his insignia, his rank rather.
Yeah.
His rank thing.
And then like that puzzle piece thing that he has.
Mm-hmm. And then they had one of the neat things there is like they have like 3 tanks in the room, and one of them is a replica of what a Sarlacc pit looks like. So you get the top of it, and you get the mouth with the tentacles and the sand and everything, and then it cuts down underneath it, and it shows what the Sarlacc looks like underneath the sand.
That's fantastic.
And it was really cool.
Yeah,
and then next to the lightsabers, there's a tank full of water, and there's a creature inside. And if you don't know what it is, people kept asking what it is, and finally I saw it move, and I go, oh, it's a Rathtar. There's a baby Rathtar in there. From Force Awakens, the ones that Han Solo caught on the ship.
Oh, okay.
There was a baby Rathtar in there. And then there was another one with a little frog-like character, but every time, like, it was 2 tanks, like, the water would go down in one, and when the water would go down in one, the frog would actually be like a bigger creature underneath the water. You just couldn't see it.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah, it was neat thing. And then they got, like, a whole wall full of holocrons, half Jedi, half Sith. And then,
you see a bit more of the park.
Oh, you
And
took
just
a
swipe.
Oh, you took a video. Okay.
But the thing that I was really surprised at was the droid center when you go into the droid area, because when you go to buy a droid, you pick which one you want, and then the pieces come out on a conveyor belt, and you got to pick the pieces off the conveyor belt.
Right.
So like it's not like they just hand you the pieces and say go put it together. You
Fight for it.
Yeah, you go over to the conveyor belt and you're like, well, I want to pink this and I want to red this, or you can
Right,
say-
because what if you want to mix colors?
Yeah, so it all just comes, and you got to pick. It's not just the pieces that go around it. Like if you get a BB unit, you got to get the machine that makes it roll. So you got to get that piece, and then you got to get the piece that magnetizes it, and then when you put it together, they stick it in this little box and they activate it so that it turns on, so it's like it's coming to life, and then it can be all remote controlled.
That's the fizz. George.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
You gotta post some of these to the Instagram.
Yeah, and then that's the drink I got, the rum one that I believe it was something of Mandalorian.
Wow,
That is huge. That's a big cup, and it's weighty. It's very weighty.
You can crop out your face out of that picture. You know, so that when you post it,
Yeah.
you know, no one wants to see that mug.
But to me, the pinnacle of it was the ride. And to all the people out there that are getting on the ride going, this is it, I don't know what's wrong with those people.
They're not true fans.
No, because anybody that rides that ride, it's got to be like, it's just fucking amazing.
It is.
And here's and one recommendation: go at night as opposed during the day. It's way cooler at night.
I did that one at
with
night.
all the lights and everything. It's way cooler at night. But if you get on that ride and you get to be a pilot and you steer the Falcon, I'm telling you, man,
That's the feeling.
There's no better feeling.
I'm gonna try to get out there in December, see if I can.
Oh,
It might be really packed.
You are crazy.
Yeah.
I am crazy,
It
but
depends
besides the
on when in December you're gonna go.
The second week.
Yeah,
If it's before the 19th, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I was
you should be
aiming
fine.
for
most
before
schools.
19.
Most schools don't get out till the 19th, so you're still okay.
I was trying to do it that week right before.
I'm not saying it's going to be nice, but the 19th is when most schools let out, and after the 19th, it's just hell week. After it's just you're done.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to the Den of Antiquities, Justin. I love all the bus that they have there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
saw like the
Yeah.
bus of Sidious, Maul,
Yeah.
Yoda. But my
Obi-Wan.
favorite one, and I thought it was fucking amazing because it lights up too, It's about the size of our podcast microphone here, our Yeti here. It's about that height or maybe a little bit more, and it's Vader's castle.
Oh yeah,
and it fucking lights up. It's so fucking cool.
I did see that. Yeah.
Dude, when I saw that, and then like in the box, I was like, "Oh my god, I want to see it!" And then right next to it in a glass case, it's out and lit up, bro. I was in awe with it.
It's made for comic fans because that's the Vader comic is where they showcase
more of them, right? And the building of it,
and the building, yeah.
To me, that castle alone, I was like, dude, I kind of want this. This is awesome.
Now, question for the bust of Obi-Wan, was it old or young Obi-Wan?
Old.
Yeah, so it's Ben.
Nice.
Quote unquote Ben.
Ben, yeah, it was Ben. That's pretty cool because usually they do the Ian McGregor stuff for everything.
No, this one they were doing the Alec Guinness.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. And they had the little costumes for kids, like they want to dress like Yoda and stuff like that.
I can imagine how the amount of costumes they had there.
Yeah. And then there's a whole store just for the First Order. So it's all
which is cool.
It's over by Kylo Ren's ship. So nice. If you go, and there's like a ton of, there's a bunch of things you can do that are really interesting.
They have like the Padawan braid.
Yeah.
Oh, the Padawan
and
braid.
Like different lengths, different thickness, different colors. So if you have darker hair or brown hair, they have the braid like to just clip onto your head.
Something fun I thought would have been cool is to buy like a couple of them and then just run around and like put them on people's hair without them knowing it.
That's great.
You just want to watch them burn.
Yeah, I do.
This guy.
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome.
Hey, but those braids are probably expensive. That's an expensive gift.
Yeah.
And then of course all the stuffed porgs Val was like in love with.
They have the porgs like you could stick and they'll sit on your shoulder.
The tauntaun.
The salacious crumbs.
Did they have the tauntaun sleeping bag?
No. I didn't see that.
Just I'm thinking like of all the stuffed animal stuff. So it's like tauntaun, porg. You know what I realized they didn't have? The crystallized foxes from Last Jedi.
I really like those foxes too.
Yeah, they both there was those animals in every Star Wars I think I could think of show or movie was there, but I never saw the foxes.
You want to talk about things that are
there were Ewoks.
You want to talk about things that were missing from this park? I can't believe there's not a store that sells helmets. Helmets are like just helmets.
Yeah, you're right.
Helmets are like a big part of the show, the movies.
Yeah,
and there's no place where you could buy a Vader helmet.
Right.
You can buy a Stormtrooper helmet, but it's like a kiddie version of the Stormtrooper helmet.
True. And there's 2 X-wing helmets.
And there's 2 X-wing, but they're kiddie versions. They're not like actual like prop replica. Like you can buy prop replicas of all the lightsabers and all the costumes, but
no helmet.
And the other thing, this one I get more, but I'm still kind of bummed. No blasters.
Yes.
So no Stormtrooper rifles, no Han Solo gun. Another thing that's a pretty big part, but I understand why they don't do it. But at the same time, if you buy a sword from Japan in Epcot, they make you send it to the front. You can't carry it through the park. You have to take it on the way out of the park. So why can't they just do the same thing with a
right?
And it's not like they don't sell rifles to kids, like the plastic ones.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're against selling guns. So there was just something I noticed. The helmet thing, especially, like you would make a killing just on Darth Vader and Kylo Ren helmets alone.
You have to save something for the future.
I guess.
They said they wanted to. It's just the beginning. They want to expand.
Well,
the second ride.
And that's we were talking to somebody about that while we were there too.
Nice.
That was actually kind of funny. I wore a sleeveless shirt when I went to show off my tattoos, and so my whole left arm was covered in dark side, Darth Vader, Darth Nihilus, So we walk up to where that ride's supposed to be, and we're just like, what's supposed to be here? And the guy standing there is like, it's going to. Oh, wait a minute. Are you with the Rebellion, or are you with the Resistance, or are you with the First Order? And of course, I got all my shit on display. I'm like, First Order? And he's like, well, I can't tell you anything. And I'm like,
because it's the Resistance, right?
And he's like, and he turned to my wife, and he's just like, but I'll tell you. And then he described the whole ride. So
I did like how that's true. I like how interactive the area is because stormtroopers walk by, and depending on your shirt, they'd be like, "Thanks for serving, thanks for your service or whatever." But then if you're wearing something Rebel or Jedi or whatever, they're like scum, or they're like, "You should serve the First Order instead." And I thought it was really funny.
They had Kylo Ren walking around with 2 stormtroopers, and he made a little kid cry. I thought it was really funny.
That's funny.
Well, because the kid was dressed up as Rey.
That's really funny.
So he walked up to her. He's a little tiny kid, And he wasn't like he was intimidating, but he wasn't like saying anything mean. He was just like, "We will meet again" or something like that. And the kid just flat out started crying, would not let go of her sister. I mean, it was just like. Oh.
Well, and I went when Joe and I were there. It was humid because they had just rained, and I saw a really dumb amount of people that bought the Kylo Ren hoodie, jacket, cloak, and were wearing it.
Yeah,
and I was like, how? It's South Florida, 1, and 2, it just rained.
I'll be honest with you. Were they younger?
Some looked as old as like our age. So
really?
Like 20s, maybe borderlining 30s.
Maybe they're the type of people who just like they get cold all the time. But when I was younger, I could wear a sweater to any weather. Now I really can't. So I understand the younger ones. The older ones, maybe they're really skinny and like had no fat to keep them warm.
Yeah, it was such a great experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back.
I love that. Yeah, I also can't wait to go back. I had done a special so I let my annual passes run out. That it was for 3 days. So I used one, go to Epcot, whatever. So one more, and for sure I want to go back.
Yeah. I will. Two things. I mean, one thing I really highly recommend: build the lightsaber, because I wasn't going to.
That's right. You haven't even mentioned your purchases.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
you only mentioned the droid.
We bought a bunch of lightsabers.
Yeah. I bought 3 technically 4 lightsabers, and Joe bought 1. And but I wasn't even going to build the lightsaber thing. I thought it was too expensive. I didn't think it was worth it. My buddy was the one that wanted to do it. And when I found that I could get a reservation for the next day, I said, "Well, fuck it, I'll do it with him. We'll see what happens." After I was done, totally worth it. Totally worth the $200. And it was completely worth it because just for the experience alone, it was worth it. And then you get a lightsaber, and you get a carrying case to carry with it. So.
That way you can carry it all around the park with you.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks is you carry that thing everywhere.
Joe now is showing off his Luke saber.
Best damn Joe than you.
Well, I don't know about...
Sis.
Yeah.
Turn this on. Turn this on.
I'm just glad you're starting to shout.
Huh?
I'm just glad Joe's starting to shout.
Oh.
Well, he's excited. I'm challenging his beliefs about Luke.
Yeah.
Who likes to drink milk straight from the udder.
Hey, if it tasted like the one I had, I would too.
That's according to Mark Hamill. It did not taste like that.
Would you let it dribble down your beard as well?
Yeah, I would. I'm a savage like that.
And the cool thing about the lightsabers is, because Justin showed me...
They're actually metal.
Yeah, they're metal, and they got weight behind them. They got heft.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it actually feels like you're actually
wielding. You can't turn it on without the...
Good blade.
Yeah, hold on. But keep talking.
Yeah. Well, what were the 3 blades you got? Well, you made your custom blade, right, Justin?
Yeah, I made one.
The nature one?
Based on you could when you go over to the workshop, you get a menu. And the menu has 4 different areas you could build lightsabers for. One was for nature, one was for peace, one was for defense, and one was for power. And depending on which one you chose, the look of the lightsaber is affected. So when I went over, I chose the nature one because I thought that one looked the best. And
yeah. Gotta push it, Joe.
Joe's trying to connect his saber blade. Hey,
I love that green
and that hum.
Yeah,
the green and the hum for it.
And every time you, so if whatever kyber crystal you choose, the sounds come with it.
That's awesome.
So whenever you pick a red one, it's got that little hiss, like a snake hiss, and it's very low. But if you choose a green one, they all have that blast hiss, like his does. And then the purple one's got a little lower hiss, and then the blue one's got the regular, like you're always used to, that everywhere you hear.
Yeah.
So each crystal color has a different one. Even the white and the yellow ones have a different sound to it.
Yeah. When you're showing off your Ahsoka Tano ones, they sound very distinctive to the Luke one and
they're white.
And your Ventress ones.
Which pulls us into that. You got the Ahsoka blades. The dual blades.
Yeah.
And
I got the Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum blades from when she had grown up and she fought Darth Vader in Rebels. I picked up Asajj Ventress's because I couldn't. It was amazing, and I had to buy it.
Which turns into a dual blade if you buy it again.
If you buy another one, you can get it. But same thing with Darth Maul. When you buy Darth Maul's, you get a single, and then if you want the dual, you have to buy two.
Makes
With the
sense.
connector.
It makes sense. I'm a Maul fan, so
Yeah.
that's probably the one I would
But
get.
the ones you can get Luke's from Return of the Jedi. You can get Kylo Ren's. You can get, Luke's, but it's called Rey's now. Rey's lightsaber.
Yeah.
You can get Ahsoka Tano. You can get Asajj Ventress. You can get a Temple Guard. And you can get Obi-Wan's from the prequels.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that black one, right? Yeah. It was
Yeah, with the huge red round pommel at the end. The ones you can't get Qui-Gon Jinn's.
Oh,
can't get-
that's right.
Yeah, no Qui-Gon Jinn.
No Yoda.
His is green too.
Yep.
Yeah.
No Yoda. No Sidious. No Darth Dooku. So I mean, there's still a bunch.
No General Grievous's.
Well, General Grievous, you never really saw what
Correct.
his looked like.
Correct, yeah.
So there really wouldn't.
I wonder, did he ever come out in the comics? Did they ever give more? I mean, I'm sure in one of
The
the books.
most background, actually, where he was made to look the best was on the original Clone Wars cartoon, the little 5 to 15 minute vignettes that Getty
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was where he looked the best. Where he was actually like a character to be a force to be reckoned with.
Right, threatening.
Everything after that was just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie, he looked like a sickly old man.
Yeah. But I mean, in that cartoon, they really made him. I mean, he was training with Dooku. He was saying shit like his robot, the droid parts of him made up for the fact that he couldn't use the Force, so it's faster. And he was doing stuff. And then he's on the show, the movie, and all he does is spin.
Yeah.
That was so frustrating. I honestly thought that battle was going to be better. Yeah. But
We
besides
all
fine.
did.
Ugh.
So, but that was, I don't understand. I keep reading people saying, it's not worth going. All this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Those
me
people, they're insane.
How many hours did each of you spend in that just that section?
I spent a whole day because I was there. I was there just that one day in Hollywood Studios, so I made sure to spend in that area the majority of the day. So in the, let's say, 10 to 12 hours I was there maybe 6 to 8. And just the Star Wars part.
I went on a Wednesday night. I got there about 7, and I stayed till close, which was midnight.
Nice.
No, I'm sorry, 10 o'clock. The close was 10 o'clock. Come on.
And if you had the chance, you would have been there longer.
Yeah. If they hadn't have said get the fuck out, I would have left.
You wanted a room above the cantina.
I did.
Joe,
No, I wanted the room. I wanted a room on the Falcon. I wanted to say you can have this sign right here. And then I went back on Friday, and I was there on Friday from I want to say about 11 o'clock in the morning till about 4 in the afternoon.
It's a long time.
Yeah. And then I went Saturday morning. I got there at 6 in the morning, and I left.
6? They open that early?
Yeah, they do that for
if you
people who
stay-
stay at the property.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you now, another thing that was worth it. Because we got there at 6, we got front row parking. I mean, I literally could have spit on the Indiana Jones ride. That's how close we were.
He might have liked that.
And then we got front row parking. We went right into the park. And, I mean, aside from the fact that they corralled you into getting in line for the Millennium Falcon, because that's what everybody wants to do. If you tell them, I'm not riding the ride right now, you just wander around and there's nobody there. We walked over and got food. There's a little place to eat in the bazaar, and it's like quick service. And what it does is they've got a space engine pointing downwards, and it's supposed to be cooking Ronto meat.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
there's a droid like moving his arms, and it's spinning fake meat, and it's supposed to be that the engine is cooking all the meat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what you eat.
So, Justin, you spent like close to 20 hours.
I was there a long time.
Between the 3 days.
Yeah.
And Joe, you? How long would you say?
tried.
Yeah, you're with a group of people, so you couldn't be there too long.
I hate those people. Yeah, this 3 hours one day. The day I saw you,
Kevin?
probably 3 hours.
Yeah, another 3 or 4.
4.
So y'all went together but separately?
Correct. Well, me and him went there for the Schmodown.
Oh.
I was there the week before.
Fucking
Okay.
amazing. Yeah, no, we went. We went for the Schmodown.
Yeah, they just took advantage since they were in Orlando. And
Yeah, with
Oh.
Let's go see the motherland.
Perfect sense.
Bro,
Dude,
the Schmodown live is...
To give you an idea, if you walk, there's two ways you can go into the park, into the Star Wars area. You can come in from Toy Story Land, or you can come in from the Muppet area. Okay, I came in from so if you go, you know where Star Tours is? You've been there, right?
I've been there, but it has been some time since I've been there.
Okay, so it's going to be hard to describe.
Yeah.
But if you come in from the Muppet area, the first thing you see when you walk in from the Muppet area down at the end of the walkway is Poe's blue X-Wing.
Mm.
Okay? So you're like, oh, cool, an X-Wing. You walk a little further and you turn to your right, and there's an A-Wing sitting right there.
Oh.
Okay? So I walk in, and I see the X-Wing, and I turn and I go, oh, fucking A-Wing. And my only thought is, where the fuck is the Millennium Falcon? Where's the Falcon? Where the hell is... I didn't realize how big the area was.
Yeah, the area covers a lot.
And I'm just like, where the fuck is... I'm ready to grab an employee and be like, where the fuck is this Millennium? Because that's how excited I am.
Oh my god.
So we have to walk a little further, and when I came upon it, when it was like, oh, there it is, it
hits you.
It hits you hard. Well, it hit me hard.
You just stood there, right?
Well, yeah, because all of a sudden
I
I'm 5 years old, Christmas morning, unwrapping the Millennium Falcon and just sitting there going, this is the biggest version of what I used to play with when I was a kid. And it was just, you want to talk about being a kid again. I mean, I was giddy. I was jumping around. I was excited. There it was. And the best part about it is you get that one view of it, and then when you go get in line for the ride, you get to see every other angle you could possibly imagine. Top, below, everything.
And that's why I had to take that picture and post it, and I put the perfect caption, Chewie, we're home.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes. In fact, the only thing that really takes away from that ride is it has zero connection to any of the original movies. In fact, that whole land has zero connection to any of the original movies.
Black Spire Outpost.
Because even when you go in to get your briefing for what you're supposed to be doing, it's Hondo.
Hondo from Clone Wars.
Yeah, Tanaka. What?
Onaka.
Hondo Onaka.
Right.
And it's a really great.
It's a space bar from Clone Wars.
And it's a really great animatronic. It's really good. For a few minutes, you really question whether or not it's an animatronic or it's a real person.
Disney's always pushing it forward.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dude in a costume.
I did too at first, and then I saw the movements, and I'm like, nah, that's fake. But when you see Chewie, because Chewie's the one bringing the Falcon for you to fly, you're like, oh, at least Chewie's part of this. But you're just like, why Han?
You think they're gonna get Harrison Ford to do something for?
Yeah, I don't care. I just want.
You never know Disney.
Do a deep fake.
Deep fake. There you go.
It's a deep fake.
You couldn't use old footage. I'm sure there's a lot coming.
How many people per ride?
Six.
So you have a pilot.
Yeah, two pilots, two gunners, and two engineers.
And I'm assuming like each line, the longest line is the pilot.
Well, no. What it does is it's done in groups. So if you walk up and it's two people, they kind of use you to fill out like a 4-person group. But if you walk up with 4 or more people,
then you get
they walk you. And what you do is they give you a card. And they say the pilots are the first one they give you. So you give you 2 pilots to the first 2 people, gunners to the next 2 people, engineers to the next 2 people. And then in your party, you could just go, well, I want to be a pilot. You take it.
You can fail this?
Huh? Yeah, and it's also, it's kind of like,
so cool.
and it's kind of like Toy Story Mania in that you get points.
That's right.
Cool. Yeah. And you get a rating when you're done. So, like, you could be rated scoundrel, smuggler, pirate.
So what were your guys' ratings?
I got to pirate.
I don't remember.
You were an engineer. No one cares.
Yeah, I was an engineer.
I just got points. Wasn't fucked up.
It's whenever parts of the fucking ship just press that button or whatever.
Okay.
So a gunner presses the panels light up. So a gunner presses a button to fire. So
they don't give you like a turret or anything?
No. The only thing you get is if you're the pilot. If you sit in the if you sit in the left hand side, you control left or right.
Yeah.
So you got a stick. It's a T-bar, and it's very, very sensitive. So you got to be real subtle with it. If you sit in the right seat, you go up and down. But you also get to pull the lever to go to the light speed.
Hey,
that's cool.
Yeah, and that's awesome because I sat there first, and it's like it starts to glow. It's like take us to light speed. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, definitely the scene I would want to be.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, and I got 2 little kids being gunners. Oh my god!
Well, the first time I rode it, I was a gunner and my wife was an engineer, and because we got looped into another group, and the 2 people were pilots were shit. They kept running into everything.
Awesome.
It was just like clang, clang. My wife was like, I had to keep fixing the ship. She kept fucking it up.
See, that'd be nice to go with a group of 6, so that way you can just control.
Well, 4 will get you. Like if you go, that's why I told Kevin. I said I said go be a pilot, and he's like, well, it's just the 2 of us. I said go with Joe, because if you go with Joe and Nicole, there's 4 of you. Well.
That's what I was thinking.
No, she wants to ride, but then who's gonna watch him?
I'm just saying. Just saying.
He could have been a gunner.
Stranger,
right?
100%.
But they wouldn't have.
Imagine him piloting.
But anyway,
probably do a better job than people in Justin's, right?
If you get a group of 4 people, because what will happen is you'll be standing in line and you'll see the guy in front, and he'll start asking for 2 and 2 because people of 4 will walk up and they need to fill out the group.
Because we went single rider, and they're like, engineer.
Engineer. So fill out the group.
Yeah, the engineer's always last, so they fill it up.
Yeah, really nobody wants to be that role. So if you go at least 4 people, then you can at least have a choice because they'll give you the pilots and the gunners, and then the engineers will be given to somebody else. So at least then you can kind of go, no, fuck you, I want to be a pilot. You can fight over it, but with a person you know.
What about those black crystals? Did any of y'all go after that?
Isn't that like a
the
gamble?
Kyber crystal?
Yeah, the black Kyber crystal. Isn't that a gamble?
Well, so what it is you have the red Kyber crystal cases that occasionally, small percentage, have a black Kyber crystal.
But they've figured out that you can look through them
with the light of your phone.
So like sealed them or something, right?
Well, no. What they've done is they've actually changed the lighting in the room so that even if you shine your phone through it, it does nothing.
Yeah, I heard people.
So if I bring a high-powered light, maybe I'll get this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'll bring like.
They were looking.
Yeah. The first couple of days, I saw the videos of it. People were like saying the secret of it. And I'm like, that's kind of messed up.
So how does it light up?
It's still red.
It's still red, but the hum is different.
And it's limited, right?
It's limited, and no one's put it. At least that I've seen videos of, no one's put it in a holocron yet.
Ooh. There's a Chase fucking.
Yeah, you know that black
Chase
are limited every day. I don't know how many they release or how many.
It's a certain amount every hour, depending if they get pulled.
Every hour, okay.
Yeah.
Only in the show or on the.
No. Only
it's
in the shop.
It's only in the shop.
Only in the shop. In the show, you can only choose from 4 Kyber crystals.
And there's more in the shop.
And you can't choose white and you can't choose yellow.
Go on eBay.
Those you have to buy.
I'm sure.
Bro.
I'm sure.
Originally, they were pretty pricey. I wonder how much they are right now.
They're $15.
Well, $15 there on eBay. They're $200-$300.
Of course.
Yeah, they're getting flipped big time.
Damn, that's nuts. Star Wars, bro.
I honestly wonder if I would want to keep it or
I'm
flip
mad.
it.
I'm mad that I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
No. I would have been like,
My cousin works there. I should ask.
No,
her
but
if
I
she
told
can
you
get
that you can't see even with your phone because I did it. I turned my phone light on. And I was like,
yeah, they fixed it.
Yeah, because once someone gets it, they put it on the internet. They're like, "Yeah, we're on the internet too, guys. We know you guys are doing this."
Fucking Disney.
Disney kind of runs the internet. Let's be honest.
Yeah, at this point.
With them and Google, I mean,
all right, so we can finally move on from Galaxy's Edge.
Finally, listen to you.
Hey, it was 47 minutes.
yeah.
Okay, so going into comics, but
Why you guys sound so excited?
well, because I didn't really read anything. I only read the X-Men books, so
Those are the big books.
Good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough.
That's the main conversation. That's all I had time to read. That X1 book was huge.
Yeah.
What did you read?
X1 as well. I read Absolute Carnage. I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened though.
Did you read 4?
Yeah.
That's the fight with Hulk.
Yeah, the first scene was him.
That's what I wanted to just briefly talk about because I had the other ones, but I'm like, I don't want to talk about the rest. Absolute Carnage was the one to know.
Yeah, you guys keep saying
it's when we left off in 3, right? And 3 is the symbiote gets onto Hulk, and it's not even enough to cover Hulk, so he has huge blocks of space.
Like a pop. He looks like the goddamn pop. Where
it's funny. It's as if he's ripping through the symbiote, and the symbiote's trying to control him, but can't. And he keeps screaming Venom Smash.
I remember how 4 ends now.
Yeah, so then they separate because the doppelgangers, the little minions of Carnage, are still attacking the machine that the Maker did. Remember, the machine was supposed to be extracting the codexes from the Avengers, from Cap,
without killing them.
Cap, Wolverine, Thing, and Hawkeye. The other ones that have had a symbiote. And then Peter is like, I didn't trust to Eddie. He's like, I didn't trust Maker. I think what he built was not extracting them to dispose of them. And then Eddie's like, oh, he was extracting them to collect the codexes. That's why the minions are attacking it to just like a kid in a candy store, just collect all the things that their master needs. That Carnage is looking for all those codexes. So I forgot who it was, but I think Peter's like, oh, like what about Hulk? Like, we have to help him. He's like, no, like it's fine. If anyone that could fight Carnage right now more than you and I, it's Hulk. And he goes, no. If he gets the codex from Hulk,
then
he gets he'll be unstoppable because then he would have absorbed Hulk's powers.
And this is like the immortal Hulk as well too.
Yeah,
right. But so as he says that, Hulk is losing because then Carnage seeps into his mind and fucks up. Like
Banner.
This is Banner who's crazy, and he's like, "Oh, how adorable! You think you're crazy? I'll show you crazy." And then you don't know what he's showing him, and he screams in terror with her. And the next thing you know, he literally stabs him through the chest and rips his spine out to rip out the codex. Jesus. And then he deflates back to Bruce, but with Bruce is dead with no spine, right? And then just leaves his body.
He's literally spineless.
Yeah.
But then, Eddie.
And then Eddie's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" And then he had because all the Avengers were down for the count, in the machine to extract the codexes. So he grabbed like random pieces of them, like to help with it. So he grabbed like Cap shield or whatever, some like anti-venom gauntlet that the Maker had like in his armory. And then it ends with Cap like there, and the Avengers come up. They're like, "Oh, like you look like you could use some help. Mind if I take a turn with this?" And he grabs the shield back.
Well, no, remember he finds out about the codexes not being destroyed. They're collected.
Yeah, they're being collected in the machine.
All of them.
That's the ending, right? Yeah. So he leaves the Avengers, right? He leaves the Avengers to fight Carnage, and then it's that revelation that all the codexes are being collected. Where Peter's like, "Oh, we never should have trusted Maker."
Yeah.
So he punches through it with this gauntlet thing, and he absorbs all the codexes from the Avengers.
Yeah.
So
he punches through it.
Eddie with the gauntlet. So he absorbs all the codexes. Basically bonding with all these different symbiotes, but with the minds and voices of the Avengers. So he has like the strength of Thing, the agility of Hawkeye, speed of Cap, all this other crazy stuff. And then he's this like so he's like, we are Venom again, but he's this crazy like slimmer, fitter Venom with the wings are default. And he chases after Carnage just mops the floor with the Avengers.
Donny Cates is amazing.
Yeah, man.
I'm so excited for his Thor run. You have no idea. I cannot wait.
How do you come up with this? How do you reimagine?
And this Ryan Stegman's art on Carnage
really
is fucking amazing because it borderlines like gothic, but it's this just. The blood, like the redness of it, just like it's so gory. It just spews onto the page, and it's so awesome.
Yeah. The other thing again, like I'm catching up, so all this is like kind of new to me.
Yeah.
Reading all Donny Cates' work, how he links it all up because I'm reading Silver Surfer Black too, and I'm like reading all this stuff.
And Noah's in that.
He links it all together. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, we've
Noah's the glue that brings it all together.
Well, on the show we've talked about that before. We've collectively dubbed it the Dottyverse.
That's amazing.
Because it's all, and the thing is, he's been reading comics since he was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So everything he does, he kind of incorporates from what he had read as a kid. So everything kind of has a reference to something else, and that's what I really like about him is that nothing goes without meaning. If he references a character, there's a reason why he's referencing a character.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I absolutely love that the first comics that Kevin got me back into comics for, which was God Butcher, God Bomb.
So it's all heard about that this weekend, and I fucking read it.
That run is amazing.
If you're okay with digital, I see you're a physical guy.
Right.
We do have the digitals for those. Make it a little bit easier in your life if you just want to read through them.
Or
your bank account's hurting.
Or if you really, really want, I have both trades. I can.
There you go.
Because I have the run, but I also have the trade, so I can read it. So I can just lend you the trade.
I heard nothing but fucking good things about that run.
Well, considering King Thor, because you here for our discussion on King Thor.
What was that?
where they talked about the entrails and everything like that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So King Thor is actually the end of that storyline, whereas that was the beginning of Jason Aaron's run on Thor, and that began with God Butcher, God Bomb, all that stuff. King Thor is actually the culmination of all that. That's supposed to end his time on Thor. Because right after King Thor is done, the book reboots again and becomes Thor by Donny Cates. And spoiler alert, if you read King Thor #1, the last page, Gore is back.
Oh, man.
That splash page of him back is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
My jaw just hit the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine us when we read it.
Yeah.
Damn,
Well, I mean, considering reading that book, I mean, I was telling Kevin this too. It was like you read that book, you go, "This is the first issue."
Yeah.
I mean, him and Loki are destroying each other. By the end of that book, they're both practically dead, and you're like, "Is this a one shot? This is the first
Yeah,
issue."
dude, like entrails are out
When
their
he
body.
when Loki slashes him across the stomach, and then Thor's like, "There's only one way to defeat God Butcher here." Or Loki with the Necro Sword, so he ties his own intestines to the hammer, and then he ties it to Loki and throws the hammer into the sun.
That's crazy. It's sick.
That is some Viking level savagery.
But it's awesome.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was great because he's fighting Loki, and he's like, "I think I got an idea." He throws throws the hammer into the sun and waits for a few minutes, calls it back so it's white, hot, smoky, and then he starts beating the shit out of Loki with it.
Who's the artist on this one?
It's the guy who did
Esai Ribic.
that guy.
Esai
It's
Ribic?
it's the original creative team.
Oh,
So it's Esai
fantastic.
Ribic who also did Jonathan Hicks' Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I like his artwork.
I love Esai Ribic's artwork. It's amazing.
And the way he draws King Thor, the way he draws Mjolnir, the way he draws almost
Everything. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Before we move on to the Xbox, I wanted to briefly, because we did mention the Guardians, since Sergeant Funko was reading that as well. Are you caught up on that?
I am. 10. I read 10 already.
Okay,
I
cool.
caught
So
up. Yeah.
not that much big of a spoiler. Besides the whole Drax coming back, all the rest of the eggs on this ship hatch, and it's all Drax.
Yep.
They're all Drax.
They're
Yeah.
all Drax.
Oh.
And they're all don't remember. So Star-Lord's trying, the whole book, he's trying to talk to him. He's like, "Oh, you're Arthur Douglas. Remember you played saxophone, this and that, whatever." Because it's the comic book origin, not the fucking MCU
Not the movie,
version.
yeah.
It's not terrible.
And he's like, "Arthur Douglas is dead. I am Drax the Destroyer." And he just all of them start attacking the rest of the Guardians along with Peter Quill. So this is showing, this is in parallel to Moondragon, Groot, and Rocket on the planet where Magus is left. And then you get little flashbacks of how the fuck he get there since the ending of Infinity Wars, because it's the young Magus, where Adam Warlock separated the evil, but it's a child now.
During Infinity War,
Right.
or after the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, Adam Warlock ends up with the Infinity Gauntlet, and to keep him from being succumbed to the corruption of all absolute power, he separates the good and the evil outside of him, so he's neutral. The good becomes a female version of him, which I can't think of the name of it. The evil version becomes a dark-skinned version of Adam Warlock called the Magus.
Magus, yeah.
And this, he's a child because after Infinity Wars, Gamora is for some reason like the keeper of Magus at the end. And then after a while, like it literally shows like she can't take it anymore. Like she can't like handle caring for a kid, so she leaves him with the remnants of the Church of Truth, but of the modern day one, not the futuristic one, which is attacking right now. It's the remnants of the now debunked Church of Truth who have now dedicated their lives to restoring the order that they've destroyed. Like, so all life that they've destroyed, they're trying to like reform it. So they're like reformed criminals, think of it that way. Mm-hmm. So then they're like, okay, we'll take care of Magus, but then they learn of what he is, that he is basically anti-life. He is an avatar for death, like Thanos. So they try to kill him. So it's funny how like it does like this parallel of like Last Jedi, or Luke seeing the evil in Ben Solo, so goes to kill him. So then this whole village of these people go to kill Magus. He lashes out, kills them all, and then now he has a taste for death, but he can't leave this planet. So he befriends the beasts of this planet, which is what Guardians were fighting in the last issue. So then they, take care of them. They're like, hey, we need your help. He says all this, and they're like, do we really need this psychopath? And they're like, he's the only one that can help us get, the rest of the team back. And he goes, all right, like, I'm about it. Let's go get him.
So
That's a
But
convoluted
he's evil.
explanation.
Like, you could tell because they keep showing his face, like, in these crazy close-ups. Just these, like, blindly red and black eyes. Like, it's fucking nuts. You could clearly tell the kid is not... This Magus... Obviously, Magus is evil, but...
Doesn't he like tell him you will like bow to me or whatever when like he shows up or something like that? Because like they keep showing him.
Was it like
this,
that?
They keep showing him
That was
in
the
this
previous.
innocent line, or like when Gamora dropped him off and then they turned on him. They wanted
Right.
to kill him, and then when he got there to meet like all these Dracs or whatever, then they like question him. The church questioned him or something.
Right, that's right. It
Yeah.
ends with them blowing a hole into the futuristic Church of Truce's ship, and then there to attack all the Draxes.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I can't wait to see what else he does with that.
Damn, that's a lot of
And
money.
this is 10. It feels like the next one's about to conclude, but it concludes on the 12th issue, and then Donny Cates leaves.
Y'all obviously are the comic guys. What the fuck happened on Silver Surfer Black #2 that I can't find it anywhere? I
In
found
Silver
1,
Surfer,
3, and 4.
in Silver
Oh.
Surfer Black #1,
It confirms that he's time traveled.
Number
Yeah.
2?
because the first one is kind of vague on what happens. He actually begins before that because in Guardians of the Galaxy #1, they all get sucked into a black hole,
They get
and
ambushed.
then and then you get the answer sort of how they get out of the hole in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or 3 or something. This kind of fills in the other half where you see that it was Surfer that helps push them out and everything.
Yeah, that
and then
happened
he
in
ends
one.
up falling deeper and deeper into the hole.
Right.
And eventually he reaches a point, and it's very vague on what happens, but it's
It's very trippy.
yeah, it's very trippy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he ends up on a planet, and there's 3. You read the first issue.
I read 1, so I know Null at the end grabs him and he's like, I'm your
okay.
guy.
So he
number
has
2
he has to create the sun using the power cosmic to light the area that causes the black to form on his hand. Okay, in issue 2, you find out that he's in the very almost at the beginning of the universe. That's because it's very
He made
vague
the
on
first
what.
sun.
I
Yeah,
was wondering what was going on with
Yeah.
only 3 beings being there. And all
yeah.
that.
So
Okay.
he ends up going against Null and not really being able to stand against him. So he has to get away. And he ends up following the voice that you think is Galactus because it keeps referring to him as Herald. And you think he's got to follow the voice out of the hole. And when he follows it out, it's Ego, the living
shit.
planet,
Okay.
and he's actually sick when you first see him. So that's where that issue ends. It's him
I
finding
can't
Ego.
find it anywhere.
Yeah.
That's
Can't find
crazy.
number 2 anywhere.
It's just that good. And that's another miniseries. It's only on 4,
Yeah.
Yeah, is that one going to go to 6?
supposedly.
Yeah. But he needs to write Silver Surfer full time too. That's
It's
another
awesome.
one.
I love number 1. Like,
Yeah. That's a
And-
great. It's
and
a
that
great.
art
read.
is so trippy.
Yeah. In issue 4,
Yeah.
in issue 4, the guy who does the art does a really, really great rendition of Galactus. It's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
when I saw it on the page, I'm like, I want this original art.
Yeah.
It's a really great rendition. But it also kind of gets into like the whole reasoning for, kind of explaining why Surfer, not why, but how Surfer is the way he is now. But he's also slowly losing his power because he's had to use more and more of the power cosmic, so he's slowly being taken over.
Okay.
And we don't know how it's yet. I originally said maybe it'd be cool if this is how he became the Fallen One in
Which would make
Thanos Lens,
sense.
but it's kind of leaning away from that now. So.
Yeah, because he's in the
okay.
beginning of time. How does he
Yeah.
end up in the end of time?
Yeah.
Another black hole?
Probably.
Well, he has to spend a
Black
lot of
hole
time
on it.
becoming worthy to lift the hammer.
I know, man. That was so cool, too. I just read it. Too.
Ah.
That was so cool.
Yeah, Thanos wins.
Well, that was a
Yeah.
book that everybody talked about. I didn't read, and I read. I had no idea what I was getting into. And then when I got to that part where Surfer showed up with the hammer, I'm just like, "Oh, this is the greatest book in the world."
Yeah.
So,
That's how I felt too, actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So before we get to I know we were just talking about getting to these X books, and we're dying to get to these X books,
Yeah.
but I do want to mention one last thing before we do, and that is that in the news section, Kevin Feige got promoted to Chief Creative Officer of Marvel.
What a crazy promotion.
Yes,
So, I mean, Marvel was right. He doesn't have enough time.
but
to
it's almost like a direct fuck you to Ike Perlmutter.
Yeah.
Because he's the one, him and Feige clashed at the beginning over what can and can't be made into movies. That's why Bob Iger said, fuck it, I'm splitting the two of you apart. Kevin's got the movie section, you follow the comic section, you two don't talk.
And
Well,
Kevin
not
blew
only,
it out of the park.
not only that, because Ike Perlmutter is president of Marvel Entertainment,
Yeah.
which was not only comics, but it's also TV,
which has been failing.
which has been
Oh,
doing
there's
bad. And then now
dumbass.
today, now that we're talking about it, Jeff Loeb is said to be leaving next month.
It's a rumor, though. rumor.
A lot of people are reporting it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying right now it's still.
And it makes
Yeah.
sense because what's Kevin Feige doing now? He's creating TV shows on Disney Plus that are connected to the MCU, the movie side. And then now he is the creative officer where even the TV division has to report to him and comics have to report to him.
The only reason why I fix it to a rumor is that Jeff Loeb's original career before comics was in movies and television.
Mm-hmm.
So, because a lot of people don't know this, but Jeff Loeb wrote Commando, the movie Commando.
It's funny, I know that.
Yeah, he wrote that movie, and then he wrote it. He also wrote Burglar, which, granted, these aren't amazing movies. I'm just saying he was big into. He wrote Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
He was big.
That's
In,
funny.
he was a script writer long before he was a comic book writer, and so when he got the job with Marvel Television, I thought this was a perfect fit for him. So the fact that this has been his kind of the overarching of his career, and even though Kevin Feige's taken over this, I can't see him having his hand in every little pie that needs to
It's
be
crazy.
there. You're gonna need somebody to kind of take the reins a little, and Jeff's the perfect person for it. I mean, he's I don't know. That's why I fix it to a rumor, because I hope it's a rumor.
Despite people, especially comic fans, thinking like, "Oh, now great, there goes our comic universe. That it's all the movies and the MCU version is all gonna start bleeding to the comics." I think
That's already been happening anyway.
It kind of has been, but like I wouldn't say to the point of like altering stories.
Yeah.
I think it's just been in the sense of
Unless you're Tony Stark.
right that makes sense because the character did get more
If it wasn't for the movies, nobody would give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I
Right.
agree.
100%.
But I think Kevin Feige will find a way to make the comic industry, specifically obviously for Marvel, boom again.
I think so, too.
Because sales are down, physical is down.
Well, think about it this way: if you can have a direct correlation between what people are seeing on TV and what they can read in the comics, which they can't now,
right.
you're going to sell more. Yeah. Just by the sheer fact of them going, look, what I'm reading is what's up there.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
it's synergy.
A shared universe works for the movies. Why wouldn't it work for
Well, I
all
don't-
the media?
Shared universe is a little too far. I don't think you can continue. I mean, you can, but I don't think it would work very well if you have stuff on television.
Some
that
stuff you would have
continues.
some that goes to the side of it.
But you could definitely do stuff where everything matches.
Makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
more
That's very
people have
nice.
watched the movies and they've read the comics
Yeah.
Right.
now. So like,
Okay.
it makes sense.
There need like a Star Wars level like story group because like Paulo Hidalgo and that story group for Star Wars and Kathleen Kennedy, they do movies, TV, games, and comics, and then they have one that I know of. They have one overseeing each singular division, but they all meet up together to like, okay, what's the cohesive timeline of certain character or certain events?
Marvel used to do that. They actually got rid of that. Marvel in the beginning with their very first set of movies, they actually had writers, like Bendis was one of them, that would come in and would kind of reread everything, read through everything and go, these are the things that you should do, these are the things that should connect everything, these are the things that are going to happen, this is the voice you should probably take. They were the ones that kind of kept it all comic related. And at a certain point, I don't know if it was I guess it was in middle of phase 2 or something like that, they just kind of dissolved that division. I think that used it.
But hey, it's still working.
Yeah?
Whoever they have in the place of, or whatever new system they have in place of, it's working.
From what I read today, it was the reason why we got movies like Black Panther and Captain Marvel is because they split the worlds apart and they say, Feige, you do your own thing, Perlmutter, you stay away from him.
Yeah.
Because Feige was the one pushing for more diversity, saying, we need to get these characters on screen. And Perlmutter was saying, no, they're not bankable.
Right.
Stick to the basics.
Stick to what
Right,
you
the
know.
women.
Yeah, and he was just like, no, we got to get these things. It's there's money there, so that's why it was just like, nope, you go do your own thing, and that's why we got those characters on screen. And look, Black Panther, huge. I mean, if you like it or don't, huge movie, can't argue with it. So
Hey, Killmonger for King. Sorry.
okay, so let's get to the X books. We've talked about this a while. We've been leading up to it. We haven't done the final issue of
Power 6.
Power 6, and then we got X-Men #1. Very, very nice thing here, Power 6 gives you what we were all waiting for, which was the sixth life of Moira X.
For the shoe to drop, finally.
No one thought that we
Nope.
were actually
Nobody
reading
here
the
gets
six.
that.
No.
Nobody gets. Okay.
No.
No one thought that.
Kind of frustrated me. I had to go back and read it again.
Yeah.
I was like, son of a... He did it again.
Yeah.
And the whole reasoning, too, was like...
Because after
mind-blowing.
this one, she goes after all the Task family and Trask family. I'm sorry, and then she starts being like very anti-technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried a couple of different methods after
Well,
that.
that's where she realizes that. But I love the explanation of mutants are a result of the environment. So humanity got to a point, it reached a ceiling, and then mutants evolved to kind of help break through. But what happens if you change the environment?
What happens if you control your environment?
Yeah.
And that's
So
the advanced human.
And then I just love his explanation where he said, Sentinels bought us decades. Or no, excuse me, Sentinels bought us years. Nimrods bought us decades. And it was all to get to a point to where they could genetically engineer their own people.
And what did they call themselves? Advanced humans? No, it was...
Post-human.
Human...
Post-human.
Homo... Yeah, post-human, but it was like Homo...
Novius?
Yeah,
Novaeus?
Nervosus or something.
Nervosus?
Yeah.
And it was all to reach ascension.
Yeah.
With the phalanx.
But the whole thing
Without
was,
mutants.
and which I've been saying is like the whole ascension with the phalanx though is false because they're not going to exist consciously within the phalanx.
As an individual.
Their memory will be absorbed into the phalanx and become part of it, but
Yeah.
they won't be a conscious existence
Like a conscious
within.
library,
Yeah,
right, because humans are organic.
yeah. So it would be a godhood, but it would be a godhood by association.
Yeah, and they lose all their ability to have experiences,
They
which
use
is what makes you
individuality.
human. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is what makes you human.
Individuality.
And that whole point of like this kind of existential experience where like I'm not sure if this is right or wrong.
Right.
So I'm kind of telling you all of this so you can figure it out, and then
But
we can go ahead and
I
figure
also
it out.
like that Moira was the one's like, shit, I never saw this.
Yeah,
Never even thought about it. Didn't see it coming.
which is why she stayed alive for so long to
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, that's why I like how the librarian tells her and Wolverine, of course, he's alive in this fucking year 1000 or whatever.
It's over.
But I like how he finally has like some whiteness in his beard.
Yeah,
Just to show that, like, hey, he's still a little old. He's a little old.
few centuries. I mean,
But he
millennia.
tells them, he's like, no, I'm going to get you off planet so you won't be absorbed. Because we all know what would happen if you die. And then that's when Moira's taken aback, like, oh, fuck. How the fuck would you have pieced that together? And I don't remember the explanation of how the librarian knows of her powers.
I think you say because he's really smart, essentially.
Yeah, I can't remember how he knows that. Or doubt of, like, listening about, like, them talking.
What I want to know...
Oh, he's been observing them.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of
Right.
a zoo, because remember, the mutants are in a zoo, they're an endangered
Yeah.
species.
Yeah, so
his observation.
So maybe they've talked about her powers?
Yeah, it's probably come up and how she wants to stay alive so she can die to bring those information back. And he's been observing them.
Yeah, and that's why he's like, but it doesn't matter if you die after Ascension, my memories would then span space and time. So then when you reset the universe, we will have collapsed to a black hole, bringing back the whole thing of a civilization collapses into itself, creating a black hole. We will be aware of your powers or your being, and we will stop you. We will stop you from preventing us ascending. And I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy.
It's super deep. Super deep.
And then, of
There's
course...
there's a lot of like philosophical ramifications.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. That's why, of course, immediately Wolverine goes to Berserker, kills the librarian, and he goes, well, you know what has to be done.
Well,
and
she
she's
knows
like,
she-
well, what's the point? And I love what she says. It goes, the real truth of all of this is that we always lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, bro, to
So
me, that
depressing.
broke my heart.
That broke a lot of people. A lot of people were upset by that. Was the fact
Which
that
is kind of parallel in X-Men, which I'll bring it up when we get to that, with something Scott said.
But this sixth life explains all the extreme measures she goes to after that.
Yeah.
Of killing Trask, going for Magneto, and then the
Then
10th one
Apocalypse.
going for Apocalypse.
Yeah.
That's a nuke. That's like last resort. And she even had to do that.
Which again gets brought up in X-Men.
And gets brought up, in that this 11th life, which supposedly might be her last, she fakes her death, and she has taken herself out of the equation.
which I was saying. But the one thing that I will say that I thought was interesting was if you read the journal entries for her,
Yes.
how she's got to break Xavier from his idea that humanity is still worth saving and worth living.
I love that.
And then she's the one that's kind of go, you don't understand. You're too nice.
Yeah.
You have to. Everything you've done up until this point, we've always lost, and it's partially because you feel that there is a coexistence to be had.
She tells him of like in every version that I've lived, you were always a good man, and he's like, oh, okay, that's good. He goes, that's not a compliment.
Yeah.
It's
You're always the same.
We have to, and she's even in her journal. She's even talking about, I have to break this man.
Who noticed the redactions?
Yeah, that's what I was
doing.
doing. I was like, what the fuck's with these redactions? You know,
It's just Hickman planting the seed for more stuff.
Yeah.
but the other thing too is like you have entries where she's talking about Magneto, where she's like, we lost Eric today, and I was like, wait, is this like a future, or did I miss something?
Yeah, because it's only numbered. It's not dated.
Yeah.
Well, I think you would have to explain because if this is, let's say, everything that we've known of what's going on in X-Men and in the X-Men universe, you have to kind of explain the schisms and the fights because Magneto comes into the fold and leaves constantly. So if you, in a journal entry, we've lost him, but like let's say this is like a definitive loss and a like ideological loss, then okay, that explains future or present schisms that we know from the past.
Well, yeah, and she also mentions that Magneto's trust has to be earned every day with a reaction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way Hickman describes him...
past actions never are not enough for him. You have to constantly earn his trust.
Every day.
But the other thing I thought was interesting was the fact that against her wishes and through his own actions with Magneto, they approached Sinister about splicing. And and she surmises that Sinister has come up with a chimera long before he was supposed to, and it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decades earlier.
Decades earlier, yeah. The fact that he's
the
already done,
timeline is more different. It's already
it's
been
more
affected.
malleable.
Yeah. Which is that issue that we did see where they go to speak to him and Sinister kills the other Sinister.
They also talk about the council because she's asking about who's on the council, and
I love the way they broach how they explain each group.
Which is the way we talked about it. It basically sets the way we talked about it.
Me, Magneto, Xavier, Magneto, and Apocalypse are on
the powerhouse team.
This side. And then they talk about Storm, Nightcrawler, and
Xavier's kids.
Jean. It's like, these are my kids. They'll be fine. And then they talk about how the Hellfire's got one section, but she hasn't named her Red King yet, so we don't know who that is. And then
we do now because of fucking internet. But
who is it?
It's Kitty.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why she gets the title Red King, but whatever.
Okay.
Wait. It's Kitty?
Yeah. And Marauders tomorrow that comes out tomorrow, she'll be dubbed Red King.
All right. Well,
I don't know why or how.
Well,
spoiler. Sorry.
Read it. Yeah. So, and then they talk about how the wild cards are all together. The Sinister, Exodus, and Mystique. Yeah. And Mystique's, and the thing was I thought this interesting too. To get Mystique to join, they had to promise to bring Destiny back.
And they have a rule.
Yeah, no precogs. Nobody that can see the future.
Because they're hiding something.
Which is Moira.
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember, she faked her death, and she's hiding in the no place.
Yep. Which is absolutely... we mentioned that we haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah.
So but the idea that if somebody could see the future and see her in it, then they could use it to take her out.
Right.
I wonder how they're going to get to that because they're like, we'll get to that when it comes to that, like discussing.
Well, they're going to have to put it off and put it off.
Yeah.
So you're already orchestrating another schism with Mystique. You're already
ready to piss off Mystique.
Hell, they already started a schism between them three because Eric and Charles are like, don't worry, we got this. You can now rest. We now have the work to do. Mm-hmm. And Moira is, again, with the journals, is against the Sinister thing. She's against having Destiny and precogs there. Mm-hmm. And then now she's being pushed even further back into the back burner because Charles and Xavier are like, Eric and Xavier are like, we got this, don't worry.
But she
and
they
want to be more in the forefront. Right, it's essentially what she wanted, but she wanted to still be the Sidious. She still wanted to be working in the background.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, don't worry, we got this.
They understand what they need to do. They need to, the intelligence of Xavier with kind of like the ruthlessness of Magneto coming together.
I just love that this also gives us my favorite line of like Xavier saying like, oh, like they're always gonna come first no matter what.
Yes.
And he's like, I hope I'll show them what a real mutant is. What I would like to see them try this time, because this time will be different. And I was like, oh, dude.
Magneto is such a messiah.
That was in 6.
Was it? Yeah, in Powers.
No, but when he says in Volume 1, I mean, 1 was better.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
X-Men 1 is absolutely fantastic and just builds on everything Hickman has done. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, and Powers, I couldn't wait to read X-Men 1, which was last week.
Yeah,
Did we all read that?
Yeah, I read that this afternoon.
Any more thoughts on Powers before?
No, I think we got. I think we should
I'm
go
ready to jump to X-Men 1.
Go ahead, because I think you just read it.
I just read it earlier today. I had to split it between lunch and after work because it is just such a huge book. And
But it's essentially a day in the life.
it's a day in the life, but it's a day in the life with a lot of information. And a lot of open panels with like one bubble, but there's a lot going on in it. And you see a new side of Scott, which I
You
absolutely
see
love.
a weird side of Cable.
You see teenage Cable,
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
with his parents.
Mom, can I
and his
trade
uncle.
guns with Razar?
I love
that's
that
never
moment.
been portrayed.
Never.
Because that's the first time I've seen it. But
Yeah.
I'm not really that.
Well, they did a storyline called
Extermination.
Extermination, which was
Yeah.
really good.
He
Okay.
killed.
It had-
He killed the older Cable.
Yeah,
He killed himself.
Young Cable
Right.
came back from the future and killed his older self.
Because his older self was messing around with time too much.
Well, he wasn't getting the job done. He was sent with a mission. He wasn't finishing it.
Yeah.
So younger Cable killed his older
Okay.
self too.
But like seeing him like a normal kid was like.
Remember, this is the Cable
weird.
that grew up pretty
Yeah.
much without parents,
Yeah.
dystopian,
Yeah.
a different life, the virus, everything, all this crazy stuff. This is young Cable happy with his family.
My favorite characterized character was Vulcan.
100% Vulcan.
Vulcan was the best.
He was fantastic.
Just
I like him.
using his powers to barbecue.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I know the way he talks about his
He's like, oh,
powers.
you want it rare? Well done. I'll try
It
it.
was
Like,
so
here's
good.
fucking Wolverine.
We're jumping
Yeah.
around. We're jumping around because so the
Let's
beginning
start
of the issue is the mission against Orkis, which is the giant conglomerate of different facets of anti-government and vigilantes.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The very beginning
yes,
Right.
right, George.
is Scott being given his glasses by
Yeah.
Xavier for the first time.
Yeah.
A moment
taught
that's
to-
beautiful.
Being
Right.
taught to trust Xavier.
Really cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of everything.
That's beautiful.
I loved it.
And
It
there's
was
still-
a touching moment.
That last panel with the visor offhand, like in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's developing it for it. And then the next info panel, because Hickman loves his info panels, and I love them too.
And he's saying, "Oh, the cast."
Yeah, it's like, here's the X-Men, and it's literally like the Summers family
Yeah, Summer
Yeah,
Family
yeah,
and
yeah.
Logan.
and Logan, which I honestly feel he's the poly friend of the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we look at the diagram. Those
You saw
rooms
that?
are joined.
Yeah.
What's their team name?
You notice how those two, like, she's in the middle.
Yeah.
She's listed third, but she's in the middle.
And they're the only rooms that are joined.
Well,
yeah.
In the circle
No.
of diagram.
Hey,
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
I'm happy
just,
for Wolverine.
Storm, Polaris, Magneto, and Dr. Reyes,
No.
and Wolverine. They're not part of the Summers family at all.
but they're not part of the Summers family. But
But living is only Wolverine living on the Summers property.
No, because
no.
Polaris and
Polaris?
Magneto go
Yeah,
back
Polaris
with
is
them too.
there,
They
Yeah.
go back, yeah, but
They
they're
don't
not
live
living.
there.
They
They
would
don't
have
have
living
rooms.
quarters.
Oh.
That's what George's point is about the infographic. About is the map of the rooms.
remember the rooms. But also, if you look at that infographic where it just shows the cast ratio, give me a ratio
Majority.
here. How many Summers to how many non-Summers?
Oh,
are
right,
there?
right.
And Logan is an honorary Summer.
Right, and then
They had a
Alex
team
is there,
name.
which
Yeah,
is
tell
great.
him that.
I think he's okay with it at this
Listen,
point.
man, they're sharing.
Did
all
you see
rooms.
the room sharing?
They're
system?
sharing rooms.
Yeah.
They all have entrances to each other's rooms. Yeah.
I like the beginning with Storm and Cyclops.
Yeah, the mission,
The
like I was
is-
saying, like to Orkis.
But
That
that,
mission's
that
fantastic.
harks back to X history of she was the leader of Gold, he was the leader of Blue,
Nice.
They were the
they're
two
still-
leaders.
right, where she beat
Yeah,
him.
and apparently, like, because it's not really apparent in the book. Apparently, like I've been seeing like on Twitter and stuff like that, that the children that they like find are like the children of the Vault.
Yes, that's from an old X book, before Secret Wars
Wow.
and
Wow.
Ultimate.
That's like
Do we know who those two kids who Storm wants to stay with? The gold,
the
and
gold and
silver,
the blue one.
or
No.
blue? I was wondering if that was something like some sort of
I think
deep
they're the
cut.
same, from the same children.
And there's
When-
something special
remember, those
about
was
them.
when the humans were getting their own powers and making
Which
to
was
fight the mutants.
but which wasn't that just the post-human, the Seraphina
Right.
is the one that comes out, the black neon one.
Right.
But then
And
she
then she just
disappears.
disappeared. Right. But yeah, they're from the vault. That's from the Ultimates.
Oh, and then
I
the cutting to the Dr.
Dude.
Evo.
That's from the city that Reed Richards built.
Oh yeah.
And he
the
made those
bubble?
people?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
That's those kids. They're from there.
They look
Wait,
like,
but that's
they
in
look
the
like,
Ultimates.
That's what I'm saying. From the
universe.
Ultimates. I just
Wow.
was trying to figure out which book. It's from
They're-
Reed's
they
Fantastic
also-
Four.
They look like Morlocks.
Yeah, because it's all the
Yeah.
deformed kids.
Yeah, but no, it's from.
Well, they rounded up a bunch of deformed kids that they could tell that were
I mean, it's an
mutants.
underground bunker.
Yeah, I mean, and
You
then
can't-
Scott
and-
prioritized saving them versus that one negative child, which I didn't understand.
Seraphina.
Yeah, Seraphina.
She's a post-human.
Sh-
That's it. That's
but
all,
a
that's all I
post-human
got.
who came out too soon. She
Yeah.
was hatched too soon or
Yeah.
something. It was a very odd sequence that doesn't really get
They're
touched
not.
on.
But these kids aren't from the Ultimate Universe though.
Well,
I
isn't
think it's a tie to those kids.
Yeah, but
So
they're
the-
not because their font, their speaking font is normal.
That's right. That theory that if you're a different universe in the 616, you get a
It's a
different
fact.
font.
Yeah, it's a fact.
I like
No,
that.
it's true.
That's smart.
No.
Because Maker, when he talks, is a different font.
Yeah,
I thought it was
Whenever
because he was a
Maker-
jerk.
And I think Miles.
yeah.
Miles is a different
Whenever
font.
whenever they speak in our universe, anybody who came from the Ultimate Universe has all their words are lowercase. Everybody else is uppercase. So the font is always different between 616 and the Ultimate Universe.
So yeah, we do have that breakout that Scott and Storm go to do, and I
They
love
lose the post-human.
yeah, I love Magneto and Polaris' entrance.
Magneto is considered a god, basically. He's
Messiah.
Messiah. He's worshipped.
Messiah. He's on the ground level. He's out here kissing babies, shaking hands. This
I love
Messiah
it.
Magneto.
I love it when the kid's like, "Take me with you." When they come back, he's like, "Take me with
I'm
you
not
to fight."
afraid.
He goes,
Little
"No,
one.
I fight to
Yeah.
make sure you don't have to."
I love the relationship between him and Polaris.
Yeah,
The father-daughter relationship that
Which
we've
was
never seen.
never existed.
yeah,
Never existed. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
She's even referring to him as father.
Dude, it's touching. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, this is hitting the feels that I didn't even know I had feels for.
But then you also find out that the facility near the sun is still running.
Yeah.
The mother mold might be gone, but
Yeah,
there's
Dr.
still-
Gregor's alive.
Yeah.
There's a new, I guess, like overseer, which is Dr. Nevo.
Mhm. Who's blind? Who's born blind, but it sees through robotics. So you got your first splicing of human and
Of
robotic
course.
technology. But there was one thing, and I want to know if you picked up on this or not. I know we're jumping ahead here because you got a lot in here with like Corsair and the Starjammers, and then
I love it.
giving Corsair a
flower, cocoa.
because Corsair's not a mutant.
No,
He's human.
he's just awesome.
Because that's the thing. When I was reading it, I was like, "How is Corsair there?"
I love that he says that. Oh, it's just when he's talking to Scott, it's just like, oh, it's just my human ideals or something like that to differentiate that you guys see things different. Not only is he an old man, but he's human, so he sees it very different.
I do love the explanation of how they clean the plates.
The goo,
Yeah.
the plates were a compromise.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. You've got what was the doctor's name again?
Dr. Nevo.
Dr. Nevo going back to Dr. Gregor, talking about how Dr. Gregor's husband died in the fight with the mutants and everything.
Yeah,
And then he says, "Well, it's okay. I have a way of bringing him back."
and she grabs that pink gem.
Yeah. Did anybody pick up on what that might be?
That might be the Shi'ar gem.
Or
That's what I was thinking.
Nimrod has a gem.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
That's what I thought.
Ooh.
That's the beginning of the Nimrods.
Ooh, what if
Because
the...
he even
Because we
refers
have
to
it.
him as our best military strategist.
Right.
And what did he say? Where is it?
A couple pages before it.
No, our best military mind, our greatest strategist and hunter. A tower of a man. Memories are fine, legacy is better. And then she's like, "That's okay. I know how to bring him back." And I see this gem, and I think, because it's the same color, and Nimrod has a gem in the middle of his forehead.
It's the memory gem.
It's
that
a
has
memory gem.
everything.
So this might be the beginning
Of Nimrod.
Nimrod.
Wow.
Because remember, that was the whole thing about Moira in the Age of Apocalypse line was trying to figure out where Nimrod started. And then they had that fight where they
Yeah, they
attacked
only
the
know
mother
when.
mold.
They only know when.
They only know when, but they don't know
Which
how.
was the mother mode. They
Yeah.
didn't realize that, hey,
It had
caused
nothing to do
themselves.
with the mold. If they they are responsible for their own.
Which, again, that, next level of human with technology evolution is one of those things like AI. It's just,
It's
it's
like
a
inevitable.
fire. It's inevitable. Whether they would have made it happen by their attack or they would have gotten there on their own in, 100 years' time, it would have happened regardless. And that's just a tragedy of X-Men.
Yeah, And that's what I like that Hickman's injecting into this is the idea of the circular reasoning of this. It's like everything begets everything. Like you are creating your own problems.
And it's super tragic.
Yeah,
it is.
Considering that all they really want is just to peacefully coexist.
Right.
I'll be honest. Seeing the whole Summers family together, everyone being happy and laughing, I'm like, I'll give it 2 issues. Someone's gonna die.
No, I love it.
Someone's gonna die and not be able to come back for some reason.
I love seeing Scott take off the mask and just just be a father in this whole huge household. Vulcan being weird was the best,
and he accepts it.
Yeah.
He's like, we're always gonna have to fight, but I'm here with my family.
Yeah.
You know,
Never seen Scott.
the funny thing for me though is because even though I grew up reading Scott as leader of the X-Men, that he was the guy. He's been tainted by the last 10 years. I just look at him as a villain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He went that route, but I think that's what Hickman's trying to change you around.
Yeah.
Especially when
he is the guy that killed Xavier.
Yeah.
Xavier was also the guy who screwed up a lot of things. Maybe he deserved to die.
Wow.
No?
Not
Wow.
I really don't think so. This is a conversation for off the mic.
Yeah, it's like a conversation of ideals.
Yeah. You know, the ideal of, like Luke Skywalker
Flip
and
the
Yoda.
table. What the fuck you say about Xavier?
Hey, man. Xavier made his own problems.
You really can't argue with that, though. That's true.
All right.
Okay.
Two more segments, guys. We're an hour and a half in.
Yeah,
okay,
come
so
Let's hit it hard.
do we want to talk about the casting, or do we want to leave that for next time?
I think we should go into Star Wars.
You just want to go right into Star Wars?
Yeah.
Let's go to Star Wars.
An hour and a half.
Wait, now there's no other trailers?
Well, I didn't watch the Bloodshot.
There was the Bloodshot trailer, but since not everybody watched it, even though I shared it to you guys,
It's Vin Diesel. I don't care.
It looks like
you hurt my feelings.
It's Bloodshot.
It looks like generic early 2000s action movie.
Sci-fi action movie.
And he's Bloodshot, but doesn't look like Bloodshot.
Not at all. Not
All right.
at all.
So we'll save the. Although, why would you put the Riddler thing under TV?
Oh, forgot.
Okay, we'll save the TV stuff for next time. We'll end on the Star Wars trailer. So we got the Rise of the Skywalker Star Wars trailer. What?
What?
I thought you were bringing.
Oh no!
Okay.
I don't know what.
I
Joe,
thought you were.
Joe, you're with us?
Bro, and
Because
because there's so much other stuff to talk about.
Well, there's also. I mean,
Yeah,
the Watchmen premiere was
we're
last
too far-
night
we're
or
too
2
far
nights
ahead.
ago.
But that's TV. We can.
We can leave the TV for
Fine.
next time.
I haven't even seen it, so if you guys
Okay.
want more to talk about,
I think that's a good one to end on another episode then.
yeah.
I'll watch it and we'll
Cool.
save it for next
Same.
week.
I want to watch it.
Oh, you haven't seen it either?
No.
Good. That's
Oh,
fine.
alright.
I'll watch it this week.
Because there's a lot
That's
of
fine.
things.
Well,
There's
did you
a
see
lot
it?
of things
That's why I'm
going.
here, Comic-Con.
Oh,
Nice.
Good for you.
I'm sorry, sir. Do you want help off that high horse?
Joe did that Christian Bale. Oh, good for you.
So there's a lot of
We need
interesting
that song.
things that are going to take some time to dissect for Watchmen. So we really need to be all hands on deck on that.
all right.
Stay away from Twitter.
Yeah. Watch it first because there's a lot.
Jesus
going on.
Christ.
It
was like barn burning,
here's the
too.
thing. Here's the thing. I enjoyed it, but I'm still wondering if I liked it or not.
Oh, I'm not wondering. I loved it.
Oh wow.
No.
It's a powerful thing to say.
Well, that's the thing. I enjoyed watching the show, but I'm still like, I've got. I mean, we're talking about it, but it's got one thing going against it for me.
Okay.
It's got Damon Lindelof as the guy.
So essentially, it's like a stripper. It's like, hey, I like what I'm seeing, but still have blue balls here. I'm not happy with this.
No, it's not that it was. It's not that. It's
I don't
just
think I
that,
got blue balls at all.
No.
That's a great pilot.
It was.
Really?
It was like I said. I enjoyed the shit out of it, and this just goes back to my whole disliking of Damon Lindelof. But I'll get it. It's just a thing to get into later.
That's a whole other hour conversation.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about Rise of the Skywalker trailer, which premiered last night during Monday Night Football for some reason.
You know why?
Why?
A lot of
Because
people watch
we
it.
know about Star Wars, but the people that watch Monday Night Football don't know about Star Wars.
That's an
No,
excellent
yeah.
point.
Oh, man.
You'll grab a few. You'll
few.
grab about a percentage.
They're
out of
not
it.
They're not coming after
I
us.
saw it this morning. I woke up and I went to my living room.
Oh no,
watched it
I
on
stayed
TV.
awake. No,
No, I didn't stay awake.
No, me and
I
Kevin
was-
were actually we're finishing Krypton.
Yeah.
Oh, I deleted that. Fuck it.
Great ending.
Yeah, it's going to go nowhere. So, okay.
Dark
thoughts?
Side. That's the worst part. Is it teases Dark Side and nothing.
No.
So,
just like
Wait,
the
it
film
teases
universe.
Darkseid?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it teased Denegar.
No, it teased Dark Side.
No, it teased Darkseid.
Wait, are
The
those...
last episode is Alpha and Omega.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about it later.
Side stuff.
Yeah. So we got Star Wars trailer. General thoughts?
The Rise of Goosebumps, as I call it, because that trailer, that's what it gave me. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was crazy, emotional, action packed. Not a whole lot of story, which is exactly what I wanted.
So another Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
Thanks, George.
What? I mean, come on.
Obvious.
It's another Star Wars trailer. It's great music. Has these awesome
the music
shots.
was very, very good.
Yeah.
Show me a Star Wars trailer that doesn't have awesome music.
Right. It reaffirms that Palpatine's in the fucking movie.
I can comment on the music being good, even if they're all good.
I am ready for the movie. I am tired of trailers. I want to watch this damn thing
totally.
already. 2 months. I can't wait this long.
For my money, I was kind of underwhelmed by it, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I really was.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. It was just another Star Wars trailer. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
Seeing a Star Destroyer come out of ice.
I didn't say that there weren't great things about it. I love the shot of the Falcon,
Nice.
the star, but you know what? it just didn't have that moment. You know,
Right, because the moment's gonna come when you watch the movie.
right? But there's
Why would
usually a moment in the trailer that kind of solidifies your holy shit. The one thing you watch the trailer over and over and over and over. And
I have
over
that shot, and I
over.
sent it to you guys.
No, I
The one of
compare.
Rey and Kylo confronting each other.
Nah, because
To me, that was awesome.
That was funny.
If
But
you
see,
compare to the
me,
last
that's just
trailer,
to me though, that's just reminiscent of Revenge of the Sith.
we've seen them square off 10 times already in trailers and in the movies.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't seen that before. I mean, it's not like we've been waiting 3 movies for these two to fight.
It's just beautifully
Even
shot.
Even that move that Kylo
brother and
does-
sister, they keep fighting each other.
Even that move that Kylo does where he reverses the blade, I swear. I've
Oh
seen
no,
that
not the
done.
one of them fighting with on
On the ship in the
on
water?
the ship in the water. No, the one where they're inside and it's the desolate room.
Right.
It's that screenshot that I sent you
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
That one because they look like silhouettes and it looks
Maybe I was
fucking
thinking of something
awesome.
else.
I like the scene where they're breaking something apart and they're both stabbing.
Oh, that looks
together.
like a statue of Vader, or it looks like the pedestal of Vader's helmet's on.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I
I
thought-
liked.
That I
thought was
liked,
cool.
and I was like, okay, cool. There's
This
something that they're being together.
Yeah.
I like seeing their
That's
interactions together.
Well, this
fight.
shot is also because it's also the Emperor's throne room,
Right.
You know, so there's his throne
Yeah,
and everything. You
It's
know,
a beautiful shot.
So, but you know,
Sarge, what did you think?
I love that shot of the throne room. That was the biggest thing that stuck out to me. I know there was a lot of shit happening on there, but
A lot of shit.
why are they riding animals again? That never works. Hasn't worked in any Star Wars movie. Why do they keep dragging it back out?
Because, I mean,
Everybody complained when Obi-Wan rode
Stuffed
a fucking...
animals?
Well, everybody
lizard?
complained.
A
Rode
iguana?
a lizard in fucking Revenge of the Sith.
stuffed animals.
And I don't give a shit. Everybody complained when Rose and them fuckers were riding on Canto Bight with those ostriches, sons of bitches. Now they're riding
Ostriches.
whatever the fuck they were.
I'm
Dude,
with them.
let me put it this way.
No,
Do you
I'm
really
saying-
care what happens
No.
on Canto Bight?
No.
Because I sure as hell didn't.
No.
No.
And then in this one, they're riding weird-looking horses, and the only thing that whole shot to me was just like it made me cringe and roll my eyes.
Yeah, to me, what made me cringe more, I'm like, BB-8 can keep up with it?
Right? You're just
Hey,
like
BB-8's a badass. He got an upgrade for his ball. Don't mess with him.
His ball.
Wow. It's not blue.
I will say the scene with 3PO was very, very touching.
Dude, that made me cry.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the scene that had me the most.
But I also think there's more going on there than you think.
Yeah, because he's like,
100%.
one last look at my friends. I was like, what the fuck is this?
well,
but
you saw the
there's-
back of his head. He's connected to something.
Yeah, there's a character in the movie that's got like this little disc, and there's a shot of the back of his head where the disc is on there. So this could be one of those things where they're trying to remove it, and there could be a 50-50 chance that...
Or he's trying to
not gonna-
access the data, and there's a chance he could be corrupted afterwards.
Yeah.
You corrupt a robot's personality, you're
Right.
screwed. He's done.
Do you think we're going to get redemption out of Kylo out of this
Fuck
one?
no, and I hope not.
100%.
He killed Han.
100% redemption.
I
Listen.
think so, too.
I think it's gonna
I'll
happen.
put
I don't
money
want,
on
I'm
it.
with you. I do
I
not
don't want it
them
to
be
happen.
given.
You may
But
not want it, but I'll put Las Vegas odds on this right
I
now.
think it's gonna happen.
I think that's going to be Rey's whole point, is bringing him back.
That she's willing to do anything, even go
I don't want.
dark.
Well, I think
To
that's
bring him
why
back.
you got the shot of them destroying the pedestal with Vader's
Exactly.
helmet on it.
Yeah.
Kind of
It's
like...
gonna
You
happen.
mean destroying the
The
past,
past.
which is what they did last movie?
Yeah.
It's a theme. themes go through different movies.
Nah,
I do.
kill him.
I think that shot at you see all four of them getting on the Falcon and flying off. I think that's an end shot. I think that's like at the end of the movie.
Wow.
It's maybe.
No,
It
no,
just seems
in the
like
middle.
it just seems
who,
like a
who was it
moment.
that the people of the crew have been saying that the final shot is mind blowing?
Yes.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
And
That's
that,
the
supposedly,
one
like
mission.
JJ is like confirming, like
That might be
yeah.
the end of the first act.
No, it's just the idea that they're all together and they're all on the Falcon going to go do something. To me, considering that, Lando's supposed to be in it, he's supposed to be flying the Falcon, that Rey's going to be off doing something with Kylo Ren, the fact that they're all together in one spot like that it just reeks to me of, and this is how it all ends. They're all together, they're all happy, they're all flying off for beautiful.
I think it's the opposite. No, I'm with George. It's probably Act 1. That's probably, they're happy together because it's Act 1. They have to go get to the danger.
Right.
They gotta go do some shit right now.
Well, as history has proved, I'm never right, so
Okay.
you guys are...
That bad?
You guys are...
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
I was the one when Jeff was here. We were talking about Spider-Man being in another movie, and I was like, "There's no way that he's going to be in the Fantastic Four movie." The next day, there's rumors starting about how they want to put Spider-Man in the Fantastic Four movie. So obviously, I'm talking out of my ass. I have no idea what the hell I'm
Wait,
talking about.
I didn't see that.
I did. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's stupid.
What?
We'll talk about it when it happens.
I saw rumors that they really want to get the other Spider-Mans together to do a live action.
That's even stupider.
So
I
back to
wanna see
Star
it,
Wars.
though.
As much as I don't want Palpatine in this fucking movie, we
He's in
already
the
know
movie.
he's gonna be
He's
in
gonna
it.
be
100%.
I do really like what he says, like in the voiceover, that like how they're coming together
Is
is
their
gonna
own.
be their undoing, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, fine. Like if he's gonna go down like a boss, fuck it. But I like how like you get the voiceover at the shot of his throne, and he's not in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh, like he's this like ominous presence, like he was in the original trilogy.
Force Ghost?
That's what I was
That,
thinking.
yeah,
No.
Sith Ghost.
Sith Ghost.
The first ever Sith Ghost that we see.
No, I think he's.
Vader kind of fits
No,
that.
I think he's physically. He's not dead.
Well, I feel
He's
that
not there.
because, I mean, in the non-canon stuff, he's been cloned 1,000 times.
Right.
But that's the
think it's
non-canon
cloned. I
stuff.
don't think it's cloned. It
You
looked
think
like
it's
that.
wait. You think it's original Sidious?
Yes. That thing
Ooh.
at the end looked like that was keeping him alive.
What thing?
It looked like he was
It
sitting
looked like
on
he was
the
some kind of
machine.
like some robot.
He was hooked to something
Wait, what machine? What are you talking
at the
about?
very end when he's staring down at Rey. That's him in the cloak.
Yeah, it might not be.
I didn't,
No, it's
I
him.
did not. Yeah, I didn't put that
It's
together
him.
at all. I didn't think that would be Palpatine.
I'll put
staring
money
at-
right now. It's him, and he's hooked to some sort of like.
I think it would be more
Maybe.
interesting if he's some kind of Sith ghost that he's been
No.
influencing. That's why Snoke was doing what he was doing. He's been.
That's why Luke tried to kill Ben.
He's been influencing, but he's not dead.
I think
He's been hiding.
he's stuck on this ship, just like we've seen in the Vader comics. Some
Yes.
Sith ghosts are stuck in artifacts, like Darth Maul in his helmet.
He's stuck,
So he's stuck in
the,
he's stuck in the
in the chair.
No, he's stuck in the Death Star.
In the Death
I'll say
Star.
the throne of that.
No, but the
last
Death
ship.
Star is kind of like the pinnacle of what he was trying to do.
Yeah,
So it makes
right.
sense that he's
Which
stuck.
is that shot in the first trailer of all of our heroes at this like cliff, and then the water, and it looks like pieces of the Death Star.
Yeah.
I think that's where he's stuck. Like his Sith ghost is stuck in that artifact.
But he was so powerful in the dark side of the Force that he's been
Reach out.
reaching out and influencing everything, and that's them putting it all together and having to come here to stop it.
Okay, I'm sold on this. I still hope
And
that
then
if
him
that's the truth,
calling Kylo Ren there to defend him.
I still hope that that's the truth.
Not even. It's
He
for him
influenced
to-
Luke.
For him to possess Kylo,
Or
to
that
have a
too.
physical
Or that
form.
too.
So then Rey has to choose to strike him down and kill the Palpatine
Maybe-
physical form,
maybe-
or redeem him.
Maybe that's the character in the cloak, is a possessed Kylo Ren.
Ooh.
Oh, you think we'll actually get to the point that he will already be possessed?
Like I
He
think he'll
loses
get
the
there.
fight.
Like it's
Wow.
like it's a race to get there to find out what's going on, and Kylo gets there first, and he gets the.
I'm okay with it.
Me too. I'm done with it.
This is what we do a lot, Sarge. We just like
spitball.
We speculate, and then
We speculate and then
occasionally-
we're all wrong.
Occasionally, yeah, we're always all wrong, but occasionally
much.
there's like a gem in there.
We've had some where Kevin's been right, Joe's been right. I'm right more often than not.
It's true. Jesus, man! If you want to bend over any further to suck your own dick, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, if I didn't have this gun, I'd be down.
Jeez. you're gay.
Is it gay if it's your own? Wait, no. Wait, this is off topic. Let's get back to Star Wars. So how about that Luke Skywalker drinking that milk? Surfing the udder.
But then you get the final.
He didn't have a voiceover in the trailer.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He
At
did.
the end.
What does he say?
The Force will be with you, and then she says, "Always."
Right.
Well, he says something else.
This movie's gonna be emotional.
Yeah, he
some of
does.
us are gonna laugh. Some of us are gonna cry. We're all probably gonna love it.
I'm gonna try.
I saw Pip, fucking JJ's friend from Lost.
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dominic
Dominic
Monaghan.
Monaghan. I love that actor. He's great.
Yeah. To me, he's forever Pip.
Come on, man. Pippin.
It's Charlie, man.
Thank you. It's Charlie. If you watch Lost,
No.
that's what's wrong
I
with
saw
you.
the first 3
You
episodes.
never saw Lost.
I did. I saw the first 3 episodes when they aired.
3 episodes.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Couldn't stand it.
I
Finish
saw
the fight.
One.
Really? Couldn't stand it? Why?
One.
You think that's bad? You should finish
I
it.
don't like unanswered questions.
The ending.
Oh, dude, you would hate the
I
ending.
know. Thank you. So I'm glad I didn't waste
Wait,
7 years of
wait,
my life.
Wait. Oh god, this is okay.
This
we're
is-
gonna have a conversation. In a
We should
minute.
literally have side arguments on the podcast and just release them as like we argue this point. 30-minute episodes of just us arguing why you should
I mean,
watch
we're
it.
already at an hour and 45 and arguing for different.
All right,
topics.
so Star Wars is gonna be great. I think we should kill it here before we
No,
get to.
yeah.
I don't know
right.
about great, but I'm hoping it will be.
Well, no, but we're at least all excited, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're excited. Okay, there
That's the point I can take.
But Sarge hasn't even said much of his
Yeah, yeah.
thoughts.
Tell us what you think, Sarge.
He don't care. No joke.
You're not a Star Wars boy.
Yeah, he's.
We'll see what happens. I slept through number 8, so
Ooh,
Wow.
hot take.
A lot of people.
I only fell asleep for 10 minutes.
we'll see what happens.
I
in
only
9.
fell asleep for 10 minutes. I
I
rewatched
I watched 8 last week.
It was late. It was midnight.
Dude, Canto Bite was boring.
I
It
don't like.
was-
I don't like that movie.
What? Last Jedi?
Yeah, 8. No, 8.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Last
Last
Jedi.
Jedi.
That's Jedi's 8.
Yeah.
I like it. I just can't stand Canto Bite.
I like
No,
Force
I hate
Awakens
It's
better.
it's completely
No,
unnecessary.
Force Awakens is way better.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, the more I've watched Force Awakens, the more emotional I get watching it.
You know what Star Wars movie got me, like, in the fucking feelings?
Oh.
Rogue One.
Rogue One
Really?
was great.
I thought that was just like humans, barely characters misbehaving.
That one got me the most out of all the ones that I
That's
watched.
funny.
But that relates more to you, though.
I
I
thought
guess so.
I thought
Yeah.
K2SO had more personality
What you
than
went
the whole
Yeah,
cast.
I guess so.
But no, that's a great movie. I love
Yeah,
it.
I
Rogue
really
One's
liked
fucking
it.
amazing.
Yeah, I love that all that extra backstory. I mean, I always wondered, after watching the original trilogy, it's like, how they get the
Well,
planets?
people like that movie so much that they're giving Cassian his own show.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Oh,
yeah.
for real? On the Disney thing? Or what?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Yeah,
both.
everything's Disney Plus.
K2 is coming. Alan Tudyk is coming back to play K2.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Um,
The only character in that movie,
Diego Luna? No, not Diego Luna. What's his name?
Gabriel Luna.
Gabriel Luna. He's coming back to play Cassian Andor.
I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that.
Wasn't there? Someone was announced. Tony Gilroy, the one that helped with Rogue One,
Mm-hmm.
Right, the writer. Right. Yeah.
with Gareth Edwards,
Okay.
or was it Evans?
What story are they going to
Edwards.
So they're going to do a prequel show to the prequel?
Yeah, him.
more than that.
Well, it's him. It's his life. It's Cassian.
Yeah, so it's a prequel to the prequel.
I hope the first episode we get like how
So you
him
know
and
he can never
K2
die.
meet.
So you know he can never die.
Right.
So there's no stakes at all whatsoever.
Well, we're getting an Obi-Wan prequel.
Are we?
Yes.
Was that
Well, it's
confirmed?
kind of
Yeah.
no.
What?
Well, we're getting an
you're
Obi-Wan
right,
show.
you're right. Sorry, I'll go.
But it's idea. It's the but the idea is they don't know when exactly. They're actually speculated it's all supposed to be during his time on Tatooine, because they're talking to what's his name to come back to play Owen
Yeah,
Lars.
Owen Lars, yeah.
I can't think of his name right now.
Joe Edgerton.
That guy.
Kevin, you're amazing with that.
Yeah, how do you...
I don't know how you feel so
Well,
much.
that's a known actor. It's not like he's only done the prequels.
Hey,
Just because it's a known actor doesn't mean we know it.
would you have been that guy that won in the Schmoedown?
No.
No.
I didn't ask you that. That's right. No? You would have lost?
I asked him.
I would have
No.
lost.
No.
It was too broad.
Yeah.
Kevin is a specialized man when it comes to movie trivia.
So they
For all
called
of
four
those who
people?
don't know, who aren't following us, Kevin and Joe went to the movie Trivia Schmoedown in Orlando.
The live.
And they had an earlier thing where you could potentially win a chance to be on the pre-show trivia.
Well, no. It was a
Okay.
match, so they
It was a
sent you to
match.
California to be in their other Schmoedown.
No
exactly.
way.
And
Yeah.
if you were to win, you would go to
so they
California
picked four
for an
people.
actual match.
They picked 4 people.
So,
They picked-
How'd they pick?
Random tickets.
A raffle.
So I lost that, and so I didn't even get a chance.
But keeping count with the movie questions,
Right.
Kevin feels he wouldn't have won.
Yeah, I would have lost.
Because it was two broad categories.
Yeah.
Kevin's very
Yeah,
specialized in
spanned-
nerddom.
It spanned 80s, 90s,
And
directors, writers,
Action.
and
Fuck.
not writers,
That's really cool
directors,
that they
and
opened it up to the people. That's dope. I
it
like
wasn't
that they opened
it
up to
wasn't
people.
televised, but it was dope.
I thought it was a super cool thing to win, and not even Patreon or everything. Like everyone who came to our show
That's really cool.
has a chance to raffle
Yeah.
in for this 4
Yeah, whether you're a GA or VIP, it doesn't
And they give you
matter.
the
That's
full
super
treatment.
cool.
Yeah.
They put you there. The real guys asked you the question. It was that.
Was there anyone super nervous on that 4-person panel?
No, there was one super chill guy.
Like way too chill. Like I think he got nothing right.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey."
Dude was high.
He looked.
He
high.
seemed it.
He looked.
Like
high.
he came on stage with his headphones on.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Wait, that's an accessory, okay? Wrestlers come out with
Dude,
accessories.
2
You can
questions,
come
he
out
didn't
like
even
that.
write an answer.
Fuck it. Sometimes you gotta, hey, on the FCAT, sometimes you don't write answers. FCAT is a standardized test of
Jesus. Okay, since we're way off.
Let's just go, bro. We're out of here. Justin, round this off.
Are we done?
As we're gonna do the
You have to
FCAT
watch
of
that
Star
show. That
Wars.
show's amazing.
What's up?
You have to watch the Schmoedown. It's great.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
I'll send you.
New season.
Okay.
It's
I don't
always
even know
been
how.
here.
I don't even know how it's structured.
It's a game show.
I understand that, but I don't
Trivia
understand. I would love that. I love trivia. I don't understand.
Surrounded by entrances and promos.
Start-
wrestling and trivia.
Start from the beginning 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. Why are they talking about shit that happened a long time ago?
7 years ago. 6 years ago.
All
6 or
right.
7 years ago.
Dude, Kevin.
So, thank you for listening. Join us next week where we talk more about TV. We got Watchmen premiere to talk about. I would like to talk a little bit about the premieres of Flash and Arrow.
I need to
that
watch
happened.
those. I saw Zombieland 2. It was great.
I still need to see that. I still haven't seen that.
Her Gemini Man is fantastic. Sarcasm. Joe just spit out water.
And
There's more
and
money in this table than that movie.
You heard it here first, folks. Just George got fired from the show. So
Bye, George.
I'm gonna go focus on my fitness.
say shit like that. Get off my podcast. So thank you for listening. You can hear us at anywhere. You download podcasts. We're on all social media platforms. Rogue Nation Pod. Join us next week. We'll have more shit to say. We're all kind of fucked up right now, so we're gonna end it.
Shout out to Sergeant Funko.
Thank you, Funko, for being on the show. Anything else you want to plug before we go?
Yeah, 10,000 subs. Get me there.
All right, there you go. Get them there.
He's gonna buy us all drinks if we get him there. So sup?
10,000 drinks.
Ooh.
I'll drink up more than
I'll
any of
see
you.
you in your Comic Con.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Rogue out.